If you don't wanna see me, did a full 180, crazy, thinking about the way I was. Did the heartbreak change me? Maybe, but look at where I ended up. I'm all good already, so moved on, it's scary. I'm not where you left me at all. So, if you don't wanna see me dancing with somebody, if you wanna believe that anything could stop me, don't show up, don't come out, don't start caring about me now. Walk away, you know how. Don't start caring about me now. Aren't you the guy who tried to hurt me with the word goodbye? Though it took some time to survive you, I'm better on the other side. I'm all good already, so moved on, it's scary. I'm not where you left me at all. So, if you don't wanna see me dancing with somebody, if you wanna believe that anything could stop me, don't show up, don't come out, don't start caring about me now. Walk away, you know how. Don't start caring about me now. Don't start caring. I'm not where you left me at all. So, if you don't wanna see me dancing with somebody, if you wanna believe that anything could stop me, don't show up, don't come out, don't stop caring about me now, walk away, you know how, don't stop caring about me now. Walk away.
Welcome to Worst of the Internet. This video is a comprehensive summary of Carly Link and the reaction channels that were covering her. This consists of many months of research that I did and the insane rabbit hole that I found at the bottom of this story. In order to explain this situation to you though, I first need to talk about Gorlworld. Gorlworld is best described as a galaxy consisting of multiple adjacent solar systems, with the biggest star involved being Amberlynn Reid. For those of you that don't know who Amberlynn is, she's a 500-pound woman who's been on a perpetual 11-year weight loss journey. And as Kiwi Farms once put it, like any giant planet, she has a lot of orbiters. These orbiters consist of countless reaction channels, mostly women, who watch every video that Amberlynn uploads. They nitpick every statement that she makes.
I have my rings on, which people have been asking about them.
No, they haven't. Not a single fucking person has asked you about your rings.
I got them from Amazon. This one in particular is about like self-love. So I was like,
Oh my god, you bought a ring that's a heart and it's about self-love. Aww. If I hear one more person talk to me about self-love. Alright, tell me about the rest of your trash rings.
that's so sweet. And then I got this one, this one, this one, this one. They're like all just from a pack. Earrings are probably from Amazon. Necklace is from Tor.
And then they often get really angry over the most minute details.
Show you just because I feel like self-conscious to do so. But I
Cap. Someone who exploits the way they look as often as Amber exploits the way she looks does not feel self-conscious about showing us. She's just not doing it.
So I am willing, if my supporters want to see more of like the exercises I am doing. She said that she does want me to continue to exercise 2 times a week.
Intentional or not, these reaction channels often twist the drama into a much bigger situation than it ever was in the first place. As an example, let's talk about Cakegate. Now, I won't dive too much into this situation, but to make a long story short, in April of 2023, Amberlynn did a video showing things that she got from her P.O. box. And then this happened.
So all of these, and this is, you know, the pile that I go through slowly and I enjoy, and it's something that I really enjoy doing with you guys, and I appreciate everything you guys send me, the letters, etc. But I didn't want this to get like moldy right next to my office desk, so I had to open. And it's like, this is where it's like, there's funny trolling, like lighthearted trolling, and then there's just downright like abuse. Like, this is, it's like sending alcohol to an alcoholic, or sending heroin to a heroin addict. People say all the time, you're not bullied. Why can't you just take constructive criticism? Why can't you just deal with it? Take the heat or get out of the kitchen. Am I right? That is what I hear all the time. But there comes a time where it's like, you guys, I'm not the fucking problem. Some of you are. And yeah, I'm getting mad because I'm fucking... It's like I try to do something nice. And I know people can say, why are you showing this? It's to show you guys that this is the shit that I deal with outside of the fucking camera. You guys won't even believe the shit that I have to deal with. And it's just part of the problem. So, you know, this is what happens when my YouTube channel 7-8 years ago ends up on a fat shaming website and all of you guys decide to come follow me. This is what happens. Fat shaming isn't real. What do you mean it's fat phobia? It's constructive criticism. What is that? You're sending alcohol to an alcoholic. So I hope you have fun sitting next to Trump in hell.
Gorlworld immediately descended on Amberlynn, and they asserted that the cake was sent to her in good faith. They called her ungrateful for rejecting it. However, to further complicate the situation, other people started implying that Amberlynn was attacking the company that made the cake. In my opinion, it was pretty obvious that she was attacking the person that sent it to her and not the company. Nevertheless, the reaction channels decided to look up the company that the cake was sent from, and the community at large apparently spammed the company with emails and reviews and tweets telling them that Amberlynn was trashing their company. Some channels even decided to order cake from the company just to milk more content out of the situation. Amberlynn ended up feeling bad, and she eventually reached out to the company, and she ended up ordering food from them and then donated it to a food bank.
So after I uploaded that clip and people were speaking about it, people were coming for me saying how horrible and rude I was. Like, how could I do that to a company? They were just trying to be nice to send me something. I was like, what is happening? So many people were thinking that I was dissing a company who was sending that to me just so I could show it in my video, when I was trying to explain that no, this was sent in malice. But then I started feeling, for the lack of a better term, gaslit into thinking, oh my God, like, are these people right? Like, was it the company who sent this to me? In my gut, I didn't think so. But like, I was afraid. I didn't want the company to have like this added stress around their company, obviously, around their business. Like, I felt horrible. So I ended up contacting them and I sent them this message. Where I could just get a final answer, because if it was them who sent it to me, I wanted to fix this. But they ended up replying saying that no, it was not them. Which I did not think it was. So I ended up responding as well, saying how I felt bad because people were like going to their pages and like leaving Google reviews about me, just like kind of crazy things. Like, this like got bigger than I thought it was gonna be. So I felt super bad for the company, while my video about the fat shaming wasn't about the company. It was about the person who sent me food. Now that this company was involved, like, I started feeling horrible. So when they told me, no, it wasn't us who sent that to you, I just felt horrible. So I told them that I'm going to order from them. And what I do end up ordering, I am going to donate to the homeless shelter. So moral of the story is no, it wasn't the company sending me food. Someone did it out of malice.
Now, this isn't to excuse Amberlynn's behavior here. She was being petty, but one of two things is true here. Either, number one, Amberlynn is fucking stupid, and she thought that this would be a good idea to keep this clip in the video and try to tell people not to do this to her. Now, Amberlynn has been doing this for 11 years. I think she's smart enough to know that if you tell trolls on the internet not to do something, then you're going to make it a lot worse. And I'm sure plenty of people have sent food to her P.O. box since then, which leads me to possibility number two. Amberlynn is trolling, which honestly would be fucking hilarious. Not only because every reaction channel fell for it, but the drama increased all the views on her channel, and they likely ensured that Amberlynn's receiving a constant stream of junk food straight to her mailbox. I mean, sounds to me like a total W for Amberlynn Reid here. But let's look at this from just one other angle. Let's say that 500-pound Amber graciously accepted the cake, showed it, thanked the sender, and ate it. I feel like the reaction channels wouldn't think that that was sent to her in good faith anymore. I think that they would think that Amber was horrible for eating the cake and that the sender did it as a troll. In fact, you know what I think they'd say?
You're sending alcohol to an alcoholic. So I hope you have fun sitting next to Trump in hell.
So yeah, damned if you do, damned if you don't. The other massive solar system in Gorlworld is Foodie Beauty, but the central theme is a fat woman, preferably on a failing weight loss journey, who says and does problematic things on a regular basis. I'll link a video in the description to a more in-depth video on Gorlworld by Cecil McFly, but all you need to know is that YouTube is littered with hundreds, if not thousands, of channels dedicated to this girl-on-girl drama. But from time to time, these two main girls get boring, and the community often looks for new solar systems to colonize. Enter Carly Link. So one day I was watching this girl who's unnecessarily angry with Amberlynn, and the gods of the YouTube algorithm recommended a new video to me. The voice of the reactor seemed really elderly and frail, but she also seemed really angry at the girl she was watching. She would regularly pause the video to say things like this.
It's none of your business what I do. Worry about yourself. If you don't want people talking about you, stop talking about me. You're telling everybody on your channel that you're done talking about me, but you still do. I'm not doing anything to anyone to hurt anybody.
Carly, you are just a monster. Period. You're a bully. You're disgusting. You have no concern for another human being whatsoever. You make me sick, Carly. You literally make me sick.
So I decided to explore this old woman's channel, and when she wasn't throwing insults out at Carly, she was telling these really weird overshare stories about herself, somehow power leveling on her own disabilities being worse than Carly's and often working herself up to the point of tears.
I was diagnosed about a year ago. No, not a year ago. About 3 years ago that I have PSTD, or is it PTSD disorder. I have bad depression, bad anxiety, and bad panic attacks. I have bad asthma on top of it.
Again, maybe next time you listen to Samantha telling about her friend or sister or whatever it was, explaining her PTSD, maybe do a little bit more research before you start claiming you have it, because you can't even get it fucking right. It's PTSD, and it's not PTSD disorder. The D is disorder, Carly. And this is the first time you've ever talked about it. And depression, first time you've ever talked about it. So You are so sickening and such a liar. The asthma, yeah, you've told that in almost every video. But PTSD and depression, you make me sick. You really, really make me sick because you have no idea what it's like to have it. No fucking idea. Maybe instead of PTSD, Carly, you can steal mine. I have CPTSD, complex post-traumatic stress disorder. I get angry. I have a hard time controlling my emotions. I'm not very trusting of a lot of people. Maybe you could start stealing that too. Or my major depression. Do you want that? You think like it's so cool to say you have these things because you hear someone else has it and you have no idea what it is. But now all of a sudden, you were diagnosed with it. You are so, so gross. You never started saying, and it's PTSD, Carly. Post-traumatic stress disorder. And I've never heard you, ever. I've never heard you say that until Samantha started talking about it about a week ago, a few days ago, whatever it was. And for you to sit there and say, that you have that in depression, and it's like, it sucks, it's no big deal. You don't have it. You have no idea what it's like to have it.
When I found Carly's channel, her name was It's Pamela Daring, which was a misspelling of the word darling, and she couldn't change it for another 14 days. This was actually my favorite name just because I like the sound of the name Pamela Daring. But anyway, Carly has had quite a few usernames, as over the course of only a couple years, she's gone by Callie Board, Alexis Board, Natalie Alexis, It's Pamela Daring, Pamela Ann, Pam Pam, Serenity Faith, Chelsea Rose, Cassie Boo, Cassandra Snark, Cassandra Sky, Once Upon a Fairy Tale, Life with Kaz, That Girl Haley Hart, Leah Gracie, Crazed Bree 84, Paisley Marie, Whitney Ann, Simply Whitney, Unique Morgan, CCB, Miss Clarissa, Annabella, and Brianna Ann, and probably a hell of a lot more that I'm missing here. For whatever reason, Carly decides to change her username to something completely different every 2 weeks. Carly is 39 years old and she lives with her fiance Freddie and her cat Paris. She also has a teenage daughter that lives with Carly's mother. Carly is mostly known for singing and dancing on her TikTok channel.
Ooh, ooh. I would hold you in my arms. I would take the pain away. Thank you for all you've done. Forgive me all your mistakes.
And her YouTube channel mostly focuses on just random women things. Shopping hauls, vlogs, cooking videos, unboxings, oh, and cat videos. Carly loves to post shorts of her cat Paris. However, the majority of her content usually ends up getting overshadowed by what she's probably best known for, which is this back and forth drama between Carly and her mini hater nation.
I'm tired of being called disgusting. I'm tired of being called all these names on YouTube. It's annoying and it's really hurtful. And I'm not going to say any names. I'm not a disgusting person. Okay? Keep making videos about me. I don't care anymore. Like, I really don't care. I'm going to move on with my life and do better. Go ahead and go live about me. Go make videos. Go do whatever you want. It's not going to stop me from doing what I love. And YouTube is not taking me down. So whoever you are saying that I'm a disgusting person, saying that I don't belong on YouTube, keep saying that. I am not going anywhere. And just for the FYI, YouTube told me they're not taking me down and I have no violations. I just talked to them. But if you want to keep calling me names, that's not very nice. It hurts people's feelings.
Carly has an intellectual disability. What this disability is, I don't know, and I'm not totally sure that she does either. This is an area of mass speculation, and most things that Carly says probably should be taken with a grain of salt. I don't think she's maliciously lying, but from what I've observed, I think she just often regurgitates things that she hears around her. Based on her own videos, it seems like she's trying to WebMD a personal diagnosis.
And I have PSTD. I have brain damage. I have memory loss. I have a diagnosis called Fragile X.
To further complicate things, the community would widely speculate about her diagnosis, and then that would result in people talking about how they think she had something called Fragile X. So Carly starts saying that she has that. Once she starts saying this, now the reaction channels call her a liar and then speculate that she has fetal alcohol syndrome.
Well, let me ask you this, Miss Carly, even though I have already said it in this video earlier. Now that you're coming up with this Fragile X bullshit, where's your proof? There is only one blood test right now that can tell whether a person has Fragile X. So when were you given that blood test? I'd love to know, and I want to see proof. Because somebody mentioned this to you, and then you looked it up. But you don't have any of the features. Flat feet, okay. There's a lot of people in the world that have flat feet, Carly. There's a lot more to it than just your appearance. If you want my honest opinion, and I'm not a doctor, I believe you have fetal alcohol syndrome. The way your facial features are and the intellectual disability, I believe you have fetal alcohol syndrome. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. But you want to sit and claim this Fragile X. Show me where you had the blood test done. That's all I want to see. And I can tell you 1,000% if it's not doctored and if that's a real blood test. Please show me the proof. You know why you won't ever be able to? Because you're a fucking liar. You have and probably always will be a pathological liar.
She also usually tells a story about having a severe fever at a young age, which triggered a seizure and left her with brain damage.
When I was a baby, I was born normally. And when I was about 2 to 3.5 years old, I had a seizure. And my fever went up to like 104, 105. And I got put in the hospital and almost died. And they told me I would have brain damage, I would have an intellectual disability, and I had to learn to walk, talk, and eat again on my own.
Now, I'm not a doctor, but it's pretty obvious that Carly has something, and a specific diagnosis isn't really that important here. It's just worth understanding that we're talking about a woman who very clearly has a stunted mental development. So let's introduce Carly's haters. This video is going to primarily focus on 3 of these channels: Pretty Little Lies, Malice Black, and Queen of Karma. However, let's discuss these other 3 first because they will become relevant in later discussions. First, Emma666. At this time, Emma would regularly screen record every single video that Carly would upload and then re-upload it to an archive channel. For some reason, this community seems to think that archiving is a fair use excuse to violate other people's copyrights. I'm not going to get into that debate, but just trust me, it's not fair use at all. Anyway, Emma would record every single video that Carly made and then disseminate the videos to other reaction channels and then go to everybody's live streams to post their donation links and promote their channels so that Carly would continue to get more videos made on her. Hatman is Emma's boyfriend. He's incredibly uninteresting and he looks like he might be dying of something, but the main thing to know is that he goes live, says a bunch of slurs, and calls Carly the R word. Similarly, Chad, and I'm not reading the rest of that, it's too many syllables, also regularly just goes live to call Carly the R word. Although he looks more like Peter Dinklage had sex with a hammerhead shark.
No, but what she just said, she was like, She goes, I'll do a show if you guys donate. And what I was going to say is, like, even if I wasn't getting donations off of shows, it's still so much fun to have you guys come out here to support me and watch me make fun of this retard.
Moving on to the main reactors in this story, first off is Malice Black. Now, as you'll see, Malice gets way too involved in Carly's life, but a brief backstory. Malice was originally doing reactions to Foodie Beauty. For whatever reason, she decided to go on Kiwi Farms and ask them if they could give her information on somebody that was related to Foodie Beauty, and they told her to fuck off and posted links to all of her social media, which included some salacious Tumblr posts about being in a DDLG relationship and posts where she discussed needing to create a spell book in order to claim religious asylum so that she could immigrate from South Africa to New Zealand. Now, I'm no immigration attorney and neither is Kiwi Farms, but that kind of sounds like immigration fraud. Next up is Queen of Karma. Now, Queen of Karma is actually more of a footnote in this story, but everything she did seemed to act as a catalyst for how the other reactors acted. Queen of Karma, or Beth, also used to go by the name Queen of Spade until she found out what that meant. She's notorious for going from one community to the next, stirring up drama from nothing, and then adding them to her list of people that she hates. This is a chart that one of her haters made, demonstrating how infamous she is across YouTube. I'm going to link the 3.5 hour backstory from I'm Sorta Kinda Bored called Queen of Spade, the Infinite Victim. It's a really well produced video, and it talks about Beth's pattern of behavior. However, I can only speak to what I saw, and that was her actions with Carly. Initially, Queen of Karma released a video called Carly vs. Sam, Are They Lolcows? Which, in my opinion, was a pretty good assessment of what was going on in this community. The thing is, when Carly sees someone being supportive of her, she usually ends up asking them to make a video about the other reaction channels, and she did this to Beth apparently enough times that it sent Beth into a tailspin, and she spent the next 2 months dedicating her channel to joining the hate train and trashing Carly.
When I first came across Carly, she came into my chat. I had friends of mine reach out to her and we told her we would support her, we would help her. And then she came into my chat. She wanted me to mod her. We all know I don't just go around modding people. And then under all of my videos, she was leaving me comments saying, can you please go and do a video about Malice and do a video about Green Fairy and do a video about this person. And that is the only contact I have ever had with Carly.
Seriously, I don't understand why she couldn't just block her and move on, but whatever. And finally, we have Pretty Little Lies. Pretty Little Lies is the old woman that I've already shown to you. Pretty Little Lies does not have much of a backstory on YouTube because it appears that the only reason that she even started a YouTube channel in the first place was to harass Carly. But let me just leave this clip right here.
If you truly are a good person, you need to stop covering me.
Let me just say this. Fuck you. I will not stop covering you. And after doing this video with your little quote unquote threats, bitch, I'm going to go in even harder on you. I will cover every fucking thing you do. And as far as not knowing who I am, duh. You will never know who you wouldn't even be able to pronounce my first or last name anyway. But you will never know who I am. You will never know the city or state I live in. Not a damn thing. It's the internet. There's a lot of fucking weird, creepy ass people out there. And I'm not stupid. I don't put out my information. And besides, I've never, not once in my entire life, been in trouble with the law. There's nothing on me. So I'm not dumb.
Yeah, I'm sure that's going to age well. To run down this drama, I'm going to go over a series of accusations that usually get said about Carly and address them one at a time. The crux of this drama all seems to center around one main accusation.
And that is where the problem lies, Carly. If you're happy being mean to people, bullying people, making others cry, saying nasty things to people, including being nasty to your mods, your own subscribers, If you're happy with that, that's a problem. Carly, don't make me post the mountains of receipts that are out there. You going after a mom with a disabled child, attacking her. You going after a woman that's disabled, going after women who can't have children, laughing and mocking them, going after your mods. Don't make me post all the receipts that are out there. You're disgusting.
So this consists of multiple sub-accusations that will make up the bulk of this video, but I'll try to give a brief summary of how this all came to be, because there's not a ton of information surrounding the initial event. But back in mid-2022, Carly attacked a mother who has a nonverbal, autistic, and Down syndrome child. This was the main thing that was always brought up about her, but in an almost robotic way. For example, here's Malice Black talking about it.
What did happen was that you went after a mute, right, nonverbal, autistic child with Down syndrome, said that your disabilities were worse than hers, and attacked her mother. And people started calling you out for it. That's how this started.
And here's Pretty Little Lies talking about it again.
You've attacked a lot of different disabilities, even a child or a minor who had Down syndrome, autism, and nonverbal. Remember that, Carly? Comparing her disability with yours, saying what you have with just an intellectual disability was way worse than hers.
Now, for full disclosure, here's the evidence that they want you to see about this.
I have a non-intellectual disability myself. I have ADHD, ADD, OCD. I have a worse disability than Autumn, honestly. Her mom got really aggressive and said, "How do you know that you're worse than Autumn?" But I have a lot more disabilities than Autumn. All she has is Down syndrome, nonverbal, and autism. That's it. I have a lot more disability than she does. I wasn't being rude. I was just explaining my disabilities. So if you guys don't like me, you can leave. Goodbye. Bye. I have a learning disability too, and I'm special needs also. So what if I compare my disability? Get out. I'm not even doing anything wrong. It's freedom of speech. You can say what you want to anyone's comment, like you guys are doing right now. It's not like I'm doing anything wrong. I didn't attack Autumn's mom. It's freedom of speech, like you guys are doing right now. I'm allowed to say what I want on anyone's live or anyone's comment.
Now, we'll come back to this claim a little bit later, but this caused another YouTuber, Grizz Green Girl, also known as Samantha, to call out Carly. Samantha also has her own disabilities, and she often gets really emotional at small amounts of criticism.
I won't, show myself if I'm, if you don't like me dipping at all. Plain and simple. But like I said, you don't need to address what I do on Reddit. You're the only one. You and Carly both are the only two who have a problem with it. I'm going to shut up because my thoughts... Whatever. You sit there and say, "Oh, Sam, your hair looks horrible, blah, blah, blah." At least my hair doesn't look like shit like yours. At least my hair looks good. You don't know how to dye your hair at all. The back of your head looks like shit. Just saying.
Because of this, the back and forth that took place was like a war zone. From this point on, Carly and Samantha were mutual arch enemies. Carly would make a video or go live responding to Samantha, then Samantha would respond back.
And I hope they stalk you. And I hope that they cover you for what you did. Because that was the lowest of the low. How dare you talk to me like that? You said my niece's name in your live. You talked about my family. You talked about my daughter. So I have every right. You brought up my fiance, my daughter, my niece and nephews. So don't talk about mine if you want me talking about yours.
You think for 1 second that just because I deleted my channel, I still don't watch Malice, Hatman, Chad, or Emma. I do. I keep track. You bought more subs. And no, I didn't fucking buy subs. Nobody said it was you who, ran me off of fucking YouTube. Nobody said that at all. I got off YouTube because I was under a lot of pressure with shit in real life. It had nothing to do with you. Get over yourself.
At some point, the reaction channels started to join in, and they did so almost exclusively to defend Samantha, despite the fact that neither one of them would let this go. Once there was about 5 or so channels making regular videos about Carly, this drama turned into a daily soap opera. Additionally, like Samantha, Carly doesn't take criticism well, if you can't tell, and she has a bad habit of looking herself up to see if anybody's talking about her on YouTube or Reddit. So when the reaction channels started covering every time that Carly would address the drama, Carly would then make a point of making another video attacking the reaction channels. The reactors would then use that to validate that argument that she's a bully. And then Carly would then make a video to explain herself and tell them to stop talking about her, and the cycle would continue.
Your posting videos about me has nothing to do with you. Your name's not in it. I'm not talking about you. So please leave me alone. I want to vent out and talk because I'm getting really tired of the hate going on. I'm getting really tired of it, Why do you want to be a bully like every other bully? You could move on and just do videos about you. Stop impersonating me.
Now, if I just leave it at this and I say that this is all just about Carly being a bully, then I'd be doing a disservice to the huge list of reasons that everybody has come up with for this narrative. So let's talk about all of these accusations in a little bit more detail. I'm going to try to cover these as quickly as possible, but there's a lot going on here, so I would go get a drink now.
I uploaded this as a short. Hey, Carly, doing blackface is another reason why you don't understand how social media works. This is not good to post.
That is Emma describing the clip that you're about to watch. Now, just a trigger warning, this may be the most offensive thing that you've seen since The Little Mermaid.
Stop playing with him, Riot. And I'm bad like the Barbie. I'm a doll, but I still wanna party. Pink felt like I'm ready to bend. I'm a 10, so I pull in a Ken. Like Jazzy, Stacy, Nikki. All of the Barbies is pretty. Damn. All of the
Now, if you give me about 30 seconds, I'm sure I could find somebody on Reddit who agrees that this is blackface. The problem is that when you tell somebody Carly did blackface without any other real context, this is not the picture that they paint in their head. They would assume that she was actually doing, blackface. I'm not even sure if Carly knows what blackface is, but at the end of the day, this is just a TikTok filter with bad lighting. So after many of the reaction channels and the viewers dug through her and her family's Facebook pages, they finally found a screenshot of Carly using the N-word in 2014. After this leak, the reaction channels jumped onto this as evidence of her racism, and after harassing Carly with this information, she initially denied it until somebody explained who it was to. After that, her explanation was it was 9 years ago.
I never said the N-word on my Facebook ever in my life. I would never say the N-word. I don't even talk the N-word slurs. So why are you coming in here? They're telling me that I said the N-word. That was a long time ago. Get over it. God damn. That was from an old friend of mine. We were just talking. It's none of your fucking business.
Now, I don't personally think this is a good excuse, and neither does Queen of Karma. What's ironic is that Carly said this 9 years ago. Queen of Karma said this 1 year ago. Regardless, my question is this: why are people digging into her friends and family's Facebook accounts? These people that she's friends with have nothing to do with anything that she's posting online.
I have never, and I can't think of another reaction channel that has come after anybody for race, creed, color, sexual orientation, but you have. On your live stream, someone made a comment about him being bisexual. And what did you say? Ew, gross. So shut the hell up, Carly. That is you.
Now, you might agree with me that Carly's friends and family should be off limits, but there's an argument that can be made here for her fiance, Freddie. He does occasionally come on her videos, sometimes to defend her.
It may seem like she's mean online because you guys are bullying her, but you know what? She has every right to stick up for herself.
It's called free use, like you guys say.
No, it's called freedom of speech. If they can do it to you, you can do it to them. It may not seem fair, it may not seem right, but it works both ways. If you're rude to her and bring stuff up about her that has nothing to do with anything, then you know what? She can do the same exact thing. 100% back to you. If you don't like it, then move on.
But, justified or not, people dug into Freddie's Facebook and they were able to uncover a photo from his Facebook that included a picture of Freddie kissing another man. Apparently, Freddie is openly bisexual and he had a relationship with a man before he met Carly. I debated heavily on whether I was going to include this photo in the video, but Emma ended up deleting it off of her community tab, and honestly, I think it's disrespectful to everyone involved anyway, especially his ex who had nothing to do with any of this. So, someone came into her chat to tell her Freddie's bisexual, and this is how she responded.
Oh my gosh. Look what they did to my fiance. They said Freddie is bisexual. Oh my god, ew. I reported, that's disgusting.
Which is the exact same reaction that I have to heterosexuals, so maybe that's just not what she's into. But even if you're unironically offended by this, why is she the bigot and not the one who's using this information to dunk on her?
And Freddie, if you're listening, this is for you. If you want my opinion coming from someone who's much older, has much more experience, the relationship that you have with Carly, that is not love. She's a selfish, inconsiderate, vile, disgusting, vain bully. Not to mention, Freddie, somebody that claims to love you mocked your sexuality. Is that really someone you want to be your partner? You're bisexual, and she made a comment in one of her live streams when someone said that same thing about being bisexual. And what did she say? Ew, gross. And then made that nasty face. Does that make you feel good, Freddie, knowing she mocks and finds bisexuality disgusting? If so, you're with the right person. Now, if that's something you want and you like, then by all means, stay. But in my opinion, I think you're only there for the free ride. You probably had real love with Kevin, and that's probably who you should be with and probably who you're meant to be with. I don't know what the attraction was to Carly, but from what I see from someone on the outside looking in, there's no love between you two at all.
Additionally, trying to prescribe Freddie's sexuality is wildly inappropriate, but further insisting that he'd somehow be happier in his previous relationship is completely disrespectful and devoid of any context around the relationship itself. For anybody who already knows about these channels, imagine saying something like you'd be happier with your ex-husband to Pretty Little Lies or to Malice Black. In a much more recent live stream, Carly did scream a slur at somebody in the chat.
Yeah, I hope they get their fucking karma. Fucking losers, fucking cowards, fucking queers.
When you have this video without any other context, this is a big yikes, and I'm not going to condone this. But I was watching that stream, and she was actually talking about somebody who was posting her address on their community tab and threatening her.
Somebody said, I hope you enjoy your Christmas walk. Seems like a nice place over there at my place. So my address is on here.
So yeah, as a gay man, I'll give her the pass on this one. I've said a lot worse things about people who've doxed me before too. You'll also find out in a future video that this guy probably deserves a hell of a lot more than just being called a slur.
You bought the subs, and I believe you bought them again, because as fast as both your channels are growing, there's no fucking way from your non-tent that you're growing that fast. And you can say it's cat videos. Where are all the cat videos, Carly? There's hardly any on either of your channels recently, so it's certainly not from that. And this bullshit of that I'm showing in these 3 videos here, that's boring as hell. Nobody's going to sub to watch this. The only reason you have the subs you have, you bought them, and the rest are hate watchers. Oh, and the handful, literally one hand of true subscribers. Community tab, worst of the internet, which I'm still wondering about worst of the internet, but yeah, they're bought subs, you liar.
Huh, okay. Thanks for the shout out. If you're at all familiar with watching these types of channels, they all get accused of buying subs at some point. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this one, mostly because the runtime on this video is getting a little out of hand, but also because this one's mostly true.
It's $3.99 right now. It's on YouTubeMarket.net. And let me go get my credit card. Hold on. $3.99. I got the same 100, but it was $3.99. It was $5, but it went down in price. Be right back, y'all.
And after the reaction channel started criticizing her for it, here's her response.
And I bought subs, yes, in the beginning, when I first started YouTube. But I didn't buy the second subs. I earned them by cat videos. What you guys don't understand, open your ears. I don't need to buy subs the second time. I don't have that kind of money. And I'm not going to sit here and lie about it. So if you guys think, oh, she bought subs, why would I have to buy subs? I'm an entertainer.
Now, I could pontificate about how there's no evidence of the transaction going through, or how it's impossible to know who is or isn't buying subscribers on the platform, or why would she lie and then self-report in the same sentence. But the reality is that when you're dumb enough to pull this stunt on a live stream like Carly did, they're now going to point to this video every time her sub count goes up. And of course they did. The funny part to me was the fact that it never really occurred to them that maybe she was getting new subscribers as a result of their coverage. I mean, that's how I found her.
You should not be around children at all. I'm sorry. No. Fucking come for me in the comments. I don't care. This woman should not be around children, because if she so readily exposes everybody's kids, it doesn't even matter that it's on the fucking internet. I don't care. You expose people's children to a predator.
Now, you might be wondering at this point if Carly has had anyone on her side. Well, at this time, a couple of people had peeked at Carly, but they couldn't really tell what was going on. I had been watching this daily at this point, and they weren't Carly maxing the way that I was. But seemingly out of nowhere, a random YouTube channel popped up called Cyrus Talk Show.
She has been the target of harassment by different YouTubers. She's just trying to make YouTube videos. She's trying to be herself. She's trying to make her YouTube career work. And in my opinion, from what I've seen, is it seems like that a lot of people are going out of their way to make her look like a bad person when she's not. It doesn't really seem like that she's doing anything wrong. And I know people are going to say, well, Cyrus, there's evidence, there's evidence, there's evidence. Listen, okay, you need to understand that what you're doing is wrong. Okay, because there are some YouTubers out there that are going out of their way. For example, Pretty Little Lies is a YouTuber that's all her entire content. Pretty Little Lies, and I'm assuming it's a girl. I could be wrong. That could be a boy. Pretty Little Lies could be a boy, but I'm not sure. Pretty Little Lies goes out of the way, and their entire channel is literally just talking about Alexis here.
And remember how I said that Carly would immediately try to befriend any person that was talking positively about her?
And for you to go on there and sit there and comment on his stuff and make it more worse, come on now. Don't you guys have anything better to do than hurt other people? I apologize. I am probably breaking out from whatever I ate, but yeah. You know, I'm going to, like I said, Cyrus, thank you so much for being there for me. These people have no lives. I don't even know why they comment on videos.
Okay, so I'm going to try to explain this in two different ways so that I think everybody can understand it. So the first way is this. The next video that Cyrus made after making a video defending Carly was a video defending Cyrax.
So in my opinion, I feel like that Cyrax has done nothing wrong. It's Music Biz Marty is the person that has done it wrong.
So if you don't know who Cyrax is, then hopefully this second explanation will clear it up for everybody else. So do you remember the Jesus chat line back in 2012? It was two guys pretending to run a Christian hotline, then they post the live streams on 4chan, and then a bunch of trolls call in.
What can we help you with?
I have a question for Rick.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah. That's why we're here.
Why are you so fucking gay?
Well, you know how there's a bunch of random kids now who magically come up with this idea themselves? They just copy it and then they don't moderate the show and then it turns into a bunch of children just screaming the N-word over the phone. Basically, he was doing one of these types of shows and he was having kids join the Discord to call in and then he was sending inappropriate messages to them. Something to do with a spanking fetish, I don't really know. Either way, we get it, right? Bad guy. So somebody who was completely unrelated to Carly or any of the reaction channels had made a video about him and the reaction channels shared it amongst themselves.
Even at my worst moments and at your worst moments, Carly, I thought that there might be something redeemable about you. Like just anything. I have been searching for it for so long, right? That there's just a glimmer of something that is redeemable, just a little bit of good in you anywhere, and you completely erase that from my mind by siding with a freaking predator on the internet. When I warned you about it, I gave you the evidence. What the hell? What the hell? I don't understand. Like, I'm flabbergasted. Carly, I'm going to ask you, when I sent you this information, why the fuck didn't you cut ties? Why didn't you protect? Why is it up to me to protect your child?
Now, Malice, I don't believe that you shared this with Carly because all of this happened within about 24 hours. But let's say that I do believe you. Why on earth should Carly believe anything out of your mouth? You spent almost the entirety of 2023 harassing Carly, stalking her, reacting to every video she makes, calling her names, and you were deliberately putting mods in her chat so that you could get more dirt to make fun of her. I have that receipt too, by the way.
I've never fucking brought you up. The only time I brought you up is when I messaged you in the past, and you encouraged me to become good with Carly and become one of her mods, which I did, just so therefore you can get the insight and make fun of Carly even more for her mental state and her disabilities. So fuck you for that.
So a couple of days later, someone that Carly could actually trust explained the situation to her with Cyrus, and Carly immediately disavowed him. Do you think it ended there?
She's too obsessed with her sub count and her view count and monetization and all this other fucking shit that she doesn't give a rat's ass about her own kid. And then you said my name to a pedo. I have a 13-year-old daughter. What the fuck is the matter with you?
So now let's take a look at the evidence for this claim.
So let's see, shall we? Yeah, I would like to be friends. I have a Discord. Cyrax Talk Show. Can you make a video about Emma, Hatman, and Chad, and Grizz Green Girl, and Malice, and tell them to leave me alone? I have a Snapchat. Okay, I will try.
Girl, she gave your channel name and asked him to make a video criticizing you. You're making it sound like she gave out your address so he could lurk in the bushes outside your house at night. Get help. Now, just while we're here, remember how I told you Cyrus had this troll call-in show? He actually did a call-in show the same day that he uploaded that video about Carly. As expected, a bunch of kids started calling up and screaming the N-word. Just to prove it to you, here's a screenshot of Samantha saying how funny she thought this racism was. And just one other thing before we move on, I want you to hear Queen of Karma describe the Jesus Hotline real quick.
You see, he believes he is a content creator. He even ran a so-called show called The Jesus Line, in which he would take callers to discuss, well, religion and Jesus. So he thought he was somewhat of a Christian celebrity on the platform. However, he is someone who has tried to make content and then just been trolled to hell.
You guys are still falling for this bit in 2023? Seriously? Man, I should start up my own troll call-in show just for these clowns. Wouldn't that be crazy? Beth, you just got trolled by a predator. Keep catching those L's, girl.
That's what you're all about. Online, begging for money to get a soda. Oh, I need $15 for a drink? And then asking for money the other day for a pool pass. I'm sorry. If you can go shopping and all the out to eat that you do, you can get a pool pass all by yourself. Be a big girl. You don't need to spend it on other shit. If you can't afford the pool pass, then you don't go to the pool. But you're an e-beggar. You're materialistic, shopping all the time. And the situation that you're in, you act like you have so much extra money and you don't. But you're disgusting. And now asking people to send you gift cards and whatever else you had said. You're a vile, disgusting human being.
So I'm not even going to waste too much time on this one. Here's Carly asking for the pool pass money.
Okay, bye guys. You know what? You guys are fake. All you guys are fake. I have to talk loud, okay? I have to talk loud because, okay, listen, the pool pass has to be paid on the 18th or it's not going to work. CA Association has to pay $30 to keep the pool pass active so I can go use the pools. You guys are not listening. You guys are just acting like you're stupid. You have to keep the pool pass running. You know what, guys? Fuck this. Bye, bitches.
There's also a clip of her asking someone for $10 for a soda, and there's also one where she's asking for money to DoorDash a ginger ale because her stomach hurt. All of these clips are almost exactly the same. She asks for the money, nobody gives it to her, she gets mad and she signs off. That's it. That's the clip.
So I'm going to be doing my room in pink. So please, guys, I've been through so much, and it would be an honor for you guys to help me.
Sorry, what? Sorry, what? Did she just say it would be an honor for us to help her because she's been through so much? The fuck? Girl, what the fuck is that entitlement? Did she just say that? Holy shit. Girl, the entitlement is strong with this one. It would be an honor for us to help you.
Now, I'm only going to say a couple of things about this. First of all, she's not lying about what the money was for. And even if she was, it's not like she's starting a fake GoFundMe for chemotherapy treatments or anything like that. Second of all, she's not pointing a gun to your head. If her antics get you this angry, you could just not pay her, or even better, just don't watch her. I don't know, maybe it's because I was on Twitch for so long, but I've seen so much worse than this.
$5 a month.
So either give her the money or don't. But acting like she's e-begging is such a stupid argument coming from people that constantly post their Cash App links and ask for money from their community, even people who are not making content at all. So here you go. Here's Carly's Cash App on the screen. If you want to give her $30 for her pool pass this year, you go right ahead. And if you don't, then don't. It's that simple.
Okay? You can think what you want, but I don't have to prove nothing to you.
You kind of do. If you stop making claims like I have CP but not as bad as this person, or I have this but not as bad as this and this and this, like at some point you're gonna have to stop proving some shit, because we just now take everything you say as a lie. You have lied so often that there is no truth left. I don't believe a word coming out of your mouth ever.
So at this point, I don't think I need to tell you that Carly doesn't tell the truth on everything. Whether that's because she's ignorant on the topic or outright lying, I don't know, and I don't really care. Lying is one of those things that you probably should be doing on the internet, if only just to protect your own personal information. But lying as a content creator is really only important to me if it directly impacts somebody, and most of Carly's lies have been inconsequential at best. Things like saying that she's a pop princess, an amazing singer or dancer, or that she's a professional photographer, those are barely worth calling lies. I mean, have you ever heard of affirmations? However, as you've seen, this doesn't stop any of her haters from doling out the consequences anyway. What really got me interested in this was one particular incident where Carly claimed she was a cheerleader in high school and that she had a sash and everybody called her Britney Spears. Now, you'd think that people could just laugh at this and move on, right?
I was in dance class for 4 years in high school. Cheerleader, maybe 2 years in high school.
I got you, homie.
Oh, I'm so glad you brought up about the cheerleading. You see, Miss Carly, you happened to bring up the name of your high school, actually in 2 of your videos. So I did a little research on my own and I called said high school. And I spoke to the secretary, who was extremely nice, and did some research for me and actually called me back. She checked from, because we weren't sure of the years, because you said 2001, then 2002, 2003. So she checked from 1998 to 2005. And wouldn't you know, Miss Carly Ann Link was never on the cheer squad. Uh-oh, I think someone told another lie.
I just want to emphasize that Carly is 39 and this old woman is 51. I'm not sure why she's lying in this image, but anyway. I'm younger than both of these women and I can barely remember the name of my high school, let alone who the fuck was a cheerleader. And you want to talk about wasting resources? Imagine the poor kid who's probably at the office right now because he shit his pants and he needs to call home to his mom, but he's told, no, just wait your turn, Timmy. I've got to research this YouTuber drama first. The old woman also did another follow-up on her cheerleader derangement syndrome fueled investigation.
I played baseball and basketball and cheerleading.
I'm glad you brung it up because I've been dying to talk about it for a fucking hot minute.
Oh, this cheerleading thing is a thorn in my fucking side. I'll just say it one last time, and I'm not talking about it again because I'm so sick of this cheerleading stupid shit. I have no proof, not a stitch of proof. I'm just telling you that I called her high school And there is no Carly Ann link in the year she gave us. And the secretary or lady that checked for me checked really well and called me back and said that she could not find her anywhere on any team of any of the years that I gave her. And even she went 2 years back and 2 years ahead. She wasn't on there. She was not on the team. But like I said, I don't have proof. And when I don't have proof, I don't like that. But I'll insert the photo here for anyone who hasn't seen it. And I've spoken to several women who were actual cheerleaders in high school, and they all kind of came to the same conclusion that Carly, her mom or her grandma, somebody took her to like a professional photography studio where, like my son when he was younger, we had one where he had the football jersey and that on, and he was holding the football. So she might have had that taken where they had the cheerleading outfit there. They had some poses taken, and that's it. Or B, she was part of like the YMCA, like a cheerleading team through them. Or C, it was some kind of special needs thing, possibly through the YMCA or something. But as far as her high school, no, ma'am. They did not find you any of those years on the cheerleading team. Also, a few of the women that were cheerleaders made a comment that they don't believe this was her in high school either. They think it was her in middle school, but not on a cheerleading team, just part of the YMCA or what have you. But they felt she looked younger than a high schooler. And I did enhance the photo because it was really blurry. So I enhanced it. So it actually cleared it up a lot better than what it was. But like I said, again, I don't have proof. I don't have receipts. So this is just my word. But I'll leave it for you guys to decide. And that's the last I'm going to talk about it because I'm so tired of this cheerleading shit.
I'm not sure if you're aware, ma'am, but nobody fucking asked you to talk about this or to call her fucking high school. All she said was that she was a cheerleader, and you chose to go off into this psychotic episode over it. Furthermore, what kind of fucking mental issues do you have that you not only enhance this photo of Carly as a minor, you additionally pass this photo around of a minor to your other adult friends to help you investigate this nonsense? To prove what point? What a deranged fucking lunatic you are? The other half of this that disturbs me is that there's plenty of videos where this lady boasts about how she would never stoop to doxing somebody. But in my opinion, she doesn't seem to understand the actual issue behind doxing. Now, I'm not defending doxing, but the issue isn't with somebody doxing you. The issue is what somebody might do with that information once it's easily accessible to them. Thanks to data brokers, your information's already out there somewhere, regardless of if somebody actually formally doxes you. In my opinion, the immoral part is taking this information and then pretending like you just accidentally stumbled upon it, and now that you have the information, using it as leverage for completely stupid fucking arguments like this one. Even if Carly leaked the information herself, you're still a piece of shit if you waste other people's time just to annoy her with it.
We all know that Carly is on Section 8, food stamps, Medicaid, disability, but yet she still goes shopping once or twice a week, orders online once or twice a week, goes out to dinner or has it delivered once or twice a week, has a new iPad, has an iPhone, just got a $30 pool pass, but yet she still shows up each month to the food bank. Not only to get food, but toys for herself. And she wants to go and show videos of starving children in Africa. Doesn't even show any receipts where she's donated, but then goes and steals food out of children's mouth and toys in her own area.
So, if you think there's a glaring hole in this narrative, then I hate to break it to you, but you are absolutely right. These people are shaming a disabled woman for being on disability. Now, I want to mention that in my opinion, Carly's income is nobody's business. I'm also not too keen on even sharing this information, but the only way to emphasize this point is to actually go through the numbers. I archived a live stream that seemingly nobody else reacted to or archived, almost as if they don't want you to see this one. Carly did a live stream with somebody named May. It was later revealed that her actual YouTube name was Geeta, and she is friends with Malice and Emma. May was there to troll Carly, but she ended up spending a nice 2 hours with Carly and even sang with her.
My loneliness is killing me, and I still believe.
Towards the end of the stream, Carly brings up the food bank and May starts shaming her about it.
Okay, so let me ask this. So people are upset about me going to the food bank. I just want to clear this out. I want your opinion. They said the food bank is only for people that need food and stuff, but food banks is for anybody. Am I correct?
It's for low income people who cannot afford food. If you can afford things like the phone you're talking on or take care of a cat, if you have nice things, you should not be going to the food bank. The food bank is for people who are in poverty.
I got signed up because of my disability through the state.
But you're not living in poverty. The food bank is for people who live in poverty. Because what happens when you take a bunch of food and you have a family who can't afford food and there's a limited supply, it's not like the grocery store where there's a ton. So then those people can't get the food that you've taken. If you can afford to buy it from Walmart, you don't need to take it from the food bank.
I only go twice a month.
It doesn't matter how often you get it. If you can afford to go to Walmart, you can't. And buy whatever you buy. Looks like you have nice things, movies, stuff. You should not go to the food bank because those are for people who are often homeless, who have multiple children, who are starving. That's what the food bank is for. They signed you up because of your disability, but they didn't know that you have the money to be able to go buy groceries at Walmart or go buy, I don't know what things you have.
My mom,
and I'm not judging you. I'm trying to educate you. I'm seriously not.
I told my mom that I should not be going, but she says that my coach signed me up through a program that I'm in, and
Yeah,
I'm
but
in a
that your coach is aware of the kind of income that you're making.
I don't make a lot of money, to be honest with you guys, and I'll be honest with you. That's what people like. I only get from SSI. I'm not gonna say. I get like 900 something a month, but I have a lot of bills that come out, and I only got like I don't got much left. So they took my income to the food bank, and that's how I got it. They calculated it to my income, and that's why I got approved.
Do you ever get DoorDash?
Once in a blue moon, yes. Not all the time.
What kind of electronics do you have?
I have a tablet that I bought for my birthday. My dad, I bought it with my birthday money. I have a cell phone that I pay for during the month, and then I got.
Do you buy things from like the mall? Okay, you are way out of bracket to morally go to the food bank. The food bank is for homeless families usually. So if you find a nice box of cereal, you're taking that from an 18-year-old or an 8-year-old who doesn't get cereal. And I'm really not hating on you. I'm trying to educate you.
That's why I wanted to get your opinion, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm really not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to let you know how the food bank goes. So if you go and you get all this nice food and all this nice cereal, the next family who probably lives in a studio and there's probably 8 of them with small children.
Yes.
You go in and there's no cereal for that child because you took it. That's the reality of a food bank, and that's why it's morally wrong to go. That's all. There's never been an instance where someone said, don't go to the food bank. You just don't go. Your coach signed you up because you have an intellectual disability, but they don't know that you have an iPad. They don't know you're going shopping to the mall. They don't know that you're getting DoorDash. I think that you understand. And the next time you think about going, I want you to think about that little 6-year-old kid who's not going to get their favorite cereal, who's going to eat rice and beans again for the next month, because that's all that's left.
All right, so let's do the math. Carly says here that she makes 900 something on disability. Let's just round that up to 1,000. That means her income is $12,000 a year. The federal poverty level is $14,580 a year. So yes, she actually is in poverty. Now, what is never mentioned around these parts is that Section 8 housing is not a free ride. She still has to pay 30% of her income. And guess where that comes from? Her disability, meaning now she's down to $700 a month. Now, after this, she still also has to pay her cell phone bill and any other monthly expenses, and she probably has about $500 a month to work with. And look, the food bank isn't supermarket sweep where you just go in and grab everything that you can for free. The coach that Carly's referring to here is more than likely a social worker that's organized all of these things for her. They told her, go to this food bank, which means they've already allocated resources for her, and they already know how many people should be coming through. They probably even have excess just for walk-ins. There's nobody working there that's like, sorry, Timmy, you can't have Frosted Flakes this month. Carly's coming through. Now, if May was trolling, it wasn't a very good troll. As brain dead and out of touch as her points were, at least she was polite to Carly, and Carly was able to actually ingest a lot of what these people are trying to argue for. But let's compare this to the condescending old woman that makes daily videos about her.
She is disgusting. She's manipulative. She's deceitful. She's a bully, pathological liar. Let me show you some recent examples, because I told Carly if she goes to the food bank ever again, I'm going in on her even harder. And I want anybody that's new to her to see this and to stay far, far away from her. Okay, and these, I didn't want to go too far back. I think this one, yeah, these are all from about 4 weeks ago. I just wanted to show you how going out to eat Red Lobster, unboxing something she had gotten from Temu, and her getting her iPad 10th generation. I just wanted to show you this, but let me show you the next clip. Okay, and here we have about a week or so later. She did a Walmart vlog, went shopping at Walmart, and a Macy's haul. And if you see the Macy's haul, it's to take on my holiday or her vacation. They are going to New Jersey in a few days. But I also wanted to show the one with the iPhone to show that not only does she have an iPad, she also has an iPhone. Let's get into the next clip. And here we have a little over a week later. This was a busy shopping week for Carly and Freddie. She went to JCPenney's. She went to Victoria's Secret, Dollar Tree, Five Below. She was showing in the one clip where she had bought her hair straightener. They also went to dinner at On the Border.
Okay, so let's recap. If you're on government assistance and you're not allowed to own an iPad, an iPhone, or any Apple product, you have to use Android like the rest of us poors. You're not allowed to go eat out. You're not allowed to order from Temu or go to Walmart or to the Dollar Tree or to Macy's just to buy a makeup bag. You can't straighten your hair or even go to a free concert. In fact, unless you're standing in the corner with Timmy crying about how poor you are, you're not poor enough. And I do just want to point out here in this video where they go to Red Lobster, I'm not sure if Pretty Little Lies can read, but it says went to Red Lobster with family. I mean, honestly, am I supposed to believe Carly busted up in the Red Lobster and yelled, "Disability check came in, guys, drinks on me tonight"? If I had to guess, it sounds like her family paid for the dinner at Red Lobster, and you just want to shriek over nothing.
But she can still afford food. But she wants to save her money for shopping. So she's going to take food out of children and families' mouths in her area, not to mention the toys that a 39-year-old so-called woman needs.
I just wanted to point out the toys part. Does it ever occur to these people that a 39-year-old woman getting toys might just imply that we're dealing with somebody who might not be playing with a full deck of cards here? Is this honestly how you want to treat somebody with special needs? Now, remember this clip from the beginning of the video?
You will never know who you wouldn't even be able to pronounce my first or last name anyway, but you will never know who I am. You will never know the city or state I live in. Not a damn thing. It's the internet. There's a lot of fucking weird, creepy ass people out there. And I'm not stupid. I don't put out my information. And besides, I've never, not once in my entire life, been in trouble with the law. There's nothing on me.
Well, Pretty Little Lies, I have a message that I need to relay to you. I spoke to a good friend of yours that helped me make this video, and they were very upset about you calling Carly's high school. And since you're so much better than Carly and you would never e-bag, this person took the Cash App that you posted on your YouTube channel under your husband's name, which you doxed, by the way, and they found out everything about you and your family, including the fact that you have not one, not two, but 3 evictions in the state of Florida. You love to trash Carly for living in Section 8 housing, but you know who Section 8 is made for? People who can't pay their rent.
She is disgusting. She's manipulative. She's deceitful. She's a bully, pathological liar.
Does it feel good to you to have somebody put a magnifying glass to your unfortunate times and then hurl out vile insults at you? You've made nearly 100 videos about this woman. Delete your channel and get into therapy, you fucking weirdo. Oh, and one other thing. Pay your rent!
Okay, firstly, my dude, you don't know shit. You don't know anything about Natalie Alexis. You don't know anything. You don't know anything about Aubrey and Autumn. You don't know anything about Samantha. You don't know anything about how she treated her mods. You don't know anything about the way she shamed mothers who cannot get pregnant, who have had miscarriages.
Whew, are you guys tired of this yet? I know I am. So I decided to roll the next 4 sections into one. Carly is accused of being abusive towards 4 main groups of people: animals, mothers, children, and her fiance. So let's start with animals. All of these reaction channels act like disgusting pigs, so yes, Carly does abuse animals. So I've already talked about the fact that Carly has a cat. For these reaction channels, a pet is just red meat for them. If anything happens to that animal, it's automatically the owner's fault and they are an animal abuser. In this situation, they would just jump right to the point.
Want to say hi, Pear? Say hi. Say hello.
Paris hates you.
But it is arguable that Carly can be a little rough with Paris. Here's a clip of her tossing Paris to Freddie during one of her dance shows.
And yes, that was Carly throwing Paris, the cat that she loves so much and has all her little videos about. The only reason she got Paris was for her entertainment and for someone to love Carly.
I mean, I get it, and maybe this is one of those of mice and men type situations, but you're acting over the top about this. She didn't football spike the cat onto the ground, and cats aren't going to shatter all of their bones from a 2-foot fall into somebody else's arms. Let's try another clip.
Yes, maybe one day in the future, but not right now.
She's fine. You don't have to stay.
I kid you not, I am about to lose my shit. When it comes to animal neglect or animal abuse, I don't fucking play. He just had to tell her to leave her alone, that she's fine. And this bitch just tried to hold Paris down. Freddie, according to your girlfriend, fiance, whatever you two call each other, I don't care. But according to her, you watch my channel. If you're watching my channel, listen to me. 2 cats have already died under her care. Don't let Paris be the 3rd. Take that cat, pack your shit, and get far, far away from her.
What? Nothing even happened here. And this claim about she's killed 2 other cats? Jesus Christ, let me tell you this story. So a former mod, aka one of Malice's minions, leaks a screenshot to her that shows that out of the blue, Carly sent a message that read, "I once did. I poisoned my mom's cat on YT." And when they pressed for an explanation, she gave a bunch of weird explanations saying that it was audio correct and that she never killed her mom's cat.
I'm tired of people saying I killed my mom's cat. I did not kill my mom's cat or poison my mom's cat. It was a audio correct. It was a mistake. It was an accident. I didn't mean to say that. My mom's cat was 20 years old when she passed away. She had a stroke and she died from old age.
Now, if you can think for about 20 seconds and replace poisoned with posted, then it makes a lot more sense. Additionally, at this time, on her shorts tab, there was a video posted of her mom's cat. Just a crazy coincidence, I'm sure, right? The second cat that Carly supposedly killed was some random story that Carly told about her mom's cat falling down the stairs. I can't find the clip anymore, but as far as I remember, she didn't have anything to do with it. She just said the cat fell down the stairs. But here's the thing. If Carly is such a liar, then why should I believe this story was real anyway? I mean, the reality is that you have no proof outside of her story. You call her a liar, so what actual evidence do you have of any of this? You don't. Next, let's talk about these mothers that Carly has allegedly abused. So I've already brought up the mother with the nonverbal autistic daughter with Down syndrome, but there's some other claims here. So first, around the same time every month, Carly seems to think that she's pregnant, and then a few days later, she thinks that she has a miscarriage. I wonder what's happening there. Now, I'm sure this isn't being brought up just to shame her, right? But apparently, a lot of them seem to think that her trolling about pregnancy is just a way to make them feel bad about their own fertility issues. Second, there's a claim that Carly was in some Facebook group for expectant mothers. She supposedly said some mean things to them. Now, this claim is completely unfounded, and the only evidence that I ever could find for this was people claiming that she did this, but nobody ever actually showed any evidence of her doing this. So I'm not even going to humor this one. Additionally, if you're in a Facebook group for pregnant women, then you're all more than likely adults. Just block her and move on. Now, I'm sure it's just a coincidence, but all of these screenshots seem to always make it to Malice's desk, which leads me to the last claim. Malice repeatedly goes off about a time where she claims Carly made fun of her infertility.
You have no idea that Natalie Alexis sent her mods into my chat to tell me to kill myself. You have no idea that Natalie Alexis mods call me Malice the Baron. You have no idea that Natalie Alexis has, on many occasions, made fun of the fact that I have lost 3 children through miscarriage.
The fact is, Carly's mods made fun of Malice for this, and they likely did so just to make Carly feel better about herself. Malice claims that Carly laughed at it, to which I say, good. Stop stalking this woman. Carly abusing children is 2 very simple and of course very stupid accusations. Before she moved in with Freddie, Carly was living in her mom's house with her daughter. Now, I want to be very clear about this because I've looked into this extensively. There is no evidence whatsoever that Carly ever abused her daughter, despite what some people might want to claim. The only part of this that has any merit at all is a weird channel that Carly had on YouTube 6 years ago where she would play pranks on her daughter, or at least claim to. to. There's only 2 pranks on this channel. One is a prank where she takes an Oreo and replaces the cream inside with toothpaste. Then she walks off, but she never shows herself actually giving the cookie to her daughter. In the other video, Carly gives her daughter a note. There's no indication of what the note actually says, but she ends up just like laughing out loud and just yelling, "You got pranked." And that's it. That's the horrible abuse, was she played pranks on her daughter 6 years ago. The other part of the argument is simply this. Carly mods minors and occasionally talks to them when they find her YouTube channel.
Just leave me alone and my mods alone. I want to thank Lance for that video that she did for us, guys. Thank you so much.
Oh, and Carly, speaking of your new best friend Lance, I did a little digging. Seems to be that Lance is a minor. Did you know Lance was a minor, Carly? And you're having this young child do your dirty work? Good luck with that, Carly. You're always so quick to report everybody else, Carly. Wonder what YouTube would think about you having a minor doing your dirty work. I wonder.
Which, okay. What the fuck is she supposed to do? Is she supposed to check IDs for everybody in the chat like she's a bouncer before she allows anybody to subscribe or mods them? If she was doing that, then you would claim that she was doxing everybody. But here's the thing. I do agree that her content probably isn't appropriate for children, but you know who else's content isn't appropriate for children? The people that are playing her videos and live streams in full. So are you checking IDs for everybody in your chat? In fact, let me show you somebody who is knowingly and intentionally distributing this inappropriate content to a minor.
Malice, you have a little girl and you're sitting here doing this to people. When she grows up to see what you were doing, she's not going to like you.
No, you don't.
I told you you're going to get angry.
Oh, no, you don't, bitch.
I told you you're going to get angry. And she mentioned Creech. I told you. I said. I forgot this was here, actually. I forgot. Like, for reals. I forgot. But, yeah, this is when she started bringing up my child. So.
Because she's going to say, Mom, why are you being mean to others? You're trying to teach your daughter some bad habits.
Am I, though? Should we ask her? Chat, should we ask Creature? Should we? 1's for yes, 2 for no's. Should we ask her? I mean, she's in her room at the moment. So we can ask her if I'm teaching her bad habits. And what she thinks of Carly and all this stuff. We could totally ask her. I mean, she's here. 1's. Hey, Creech. Creature. Wait, I'm going to yell. Hold on to say. Creech. Can you come out and pick this? What do you think about Carly?
What do I think about Carly? She manipulates people.
Mm-hmm.
She's a narcissist.
Mm-hmm.
She fakes having disorders.
Mm-hmm.
And she's outright dumb, and she's going to go bald.
Okay, and do you think I'm a bully?
No, you're my mom.
I love you. And do you think I'm mean? No. Okay, thank you, baby. Go back. Go back. It's fine. I love you. Okay. Okay. So there we have it.
Now, Malice, this section was a lot shorter until I accidentally stumbled upon this really disgusting clip of yours. So let's nitpick it. First of all, Carly was not talking about your daughter. She was talking about you and your god-awful parenting. And since you're a complete fucking idiot, you immediately proved her right. You are raising... No. You are grooming a child into somebody that will think it's okay to harass disabled people. Secondly, you just exploited your daughter to the internet to harass a disabled person. I thought you were worried about her safety.
And then you said my name to a pedo. I have a 13-year-old daughter. What the fuck is the matter with you?
So let me get this straight. Carly's responsible for her daughter that doesn't even live with her and your daughter's safety because she asked Cyrus to make a video about you. And you have no responsibility for exposing your daughter to all of these videos? As you'll find out shortly, a Malice Black clip won't be complete unless someone breaks a hate speech law in New Zealand. Here's her husband, who's allegedly a mental health expert, doing just that.
I'm still going to get a ticket to America and strangle this bitch.
But Daniel, just so you understand, violent threats are illegal here in the US too. Now, before I move on, I just want to take a look back at something that Malice said about Cyrus.
Going on the Kadash 23 page, there's a lot to notice. There's an abundance of spanking fetish related content. The vernacular
Spanking fetish content. Not bad by itself, right? Everybody has a kink. We don't kink shame. Everybody's got a kink. Everybody's kinky sometimes.
of Kadash 23 and the typing skills of him comes off as a minor or a young child.
There we have it.
Numerous pictures depict Kadash 23 role-playing with other minors that use DeviantArt. And all among this too is an absurd amount of activity on this DeviantArt account.
So Mr. Cross, Max Cross, Elijah Cross, is role-playing as a child on the internet with other children and introducing them to his spanking fetish.
And here's the thing, Malice. I absolutely agree with your point here. Someone who engages in a fetish that involves role-playing with or as minors has no business being around children. But actually, have I misspoke? Because this isn't your daughter, it's your stepdaughter. Oh, that must be what they mean by Malice the Baron. I get it now. Oh. Finally, let's talk about Carly's fiance, Freddie. Now, I'm not actually going to humor all of the little micro implications that these people make, but here's the gist of it. First, Carly and Freddie don't smile in photos that they take. So according to the haters, Freddie must be completely miserable with Carly. There's also a video called The Gatorade Fight, which is honestly nowhere near as interesting as it sounds. This is the one and only camera angle that you see the entire time. There's no visuals. Carly and Freddie are in the kitchen fighting about Gatorade. Here's how the fight goes. Carly basically says, "Where's my Gatorade? Did you drink it?" And he says, "No, check the cabinet." And she goes, "Well, I didn't put it in the cabinet. You must have drank it." And then he goes, "No, don't accuse me of drinking your Gatorade." And it's just a blah, blah, blah back and forth fight. It's literally the same stupid fight that probably every couple has had at some point in their relationship. Now, there's two reasons that they like to make a big hoopla about this video. First, during the fight, Freddie calls Carly the R word, so they get to use that to attack her. Second, during this fight, Freddie ends up saying Carly's full name. And no joke, if you ask one of these people who doxed Carly, they will say Freddie did it because he said her name. Not the sickos who use this to look up her information, but her fiance is supposed to be completely responsible for what everyone else did with this. And the thing is, I'm not going to waste my time on this subject when it's pretty obvious who doxed Carly. The thing that has made this video so hard to get through is that I don't want to talk about most of these subjects. In order to dispel a lot of these rumors, I've had to discuss this woman's income, her disabilities, her child, and even her menstrual cycle. I'm just not going to sit here and psychoanalyze her relationship too. So instead of Freddie, let's talk about Malice Black. Malice seems to be in complete denial that she had anything to do with doxing Carly. She wants to play the game where she just accidentally stumbled upon this information. But if you dig into the comments on a recent interview that she did, her former mods paint a very different story. Before she joined the hate train, Queen of Karma was in Malice's Discord, and this is what she said on a video.
Number 3, I actively dox people on my channel on the daily. Well, I mean, you did threaten 21 VTubes and myself with the dox that you yourself admit, right? You doxed Carly in your Discord when I was in there. And you've been trying to pretend like that never happened. Okay?
Now, allegedly, the only person who has the information for this is Queen of Karma, and you are out of your mind if you think I'm going to go anywhere near any of these people, especially Beth. But here's the thing. Even if Malice didn't type Carly's name into Google and look all these things up, if it happened in her Discord, she's responsible for moderating that chat. Even if I take her at her own word, what she did after was just as bad. So let's talk about the things that Malice will admit to. According to her, once she accidentally came across this information in her Discord, she decided to use the information to email Carly's mother and warn her about it. And apparently she was so offended that her mom didn't want to respond to her emails that she decided to go and tell everybody on her stream about Carly's information being out there. Because guys, she has to warn everybody, right?
There's 2 times I've gone in real life with Carly. Once when her docs came out, I warned her and I said, your docs is out there. 2, I went to her mother. Why? Because her mother, her entire family is so easily found online. It's stupid. It's absolutely fucking stupid how easily findable these people are. And I sent her mother an email saying your granddaughter is being doxxed on the internet by your daughter and a group of trolls. Y'all need to fucking do something. The kid is 15. Get your shit together. And I got ripped to shreds for that shit. I got ripped to shreds for that shit. Her mother never replied to me. Her mother never cared. Her mother didn't say 2 words except Malice is a monster. I'm a monster for protecting your grandchild from your fucking daughter?
Anyway, after the whole Cyrus incident, Malice started making it a daily habit of doing everything possible to make Carly's life a living hell. She would get her mods, who, if you remember, are also Carly's mods, to tell Carly when to stream so Malice could stream snipe her.
And I was doing stuff like, don't get Carly to go live tonight. Like, Carly shouldn't go live tonight. She should go live tomorrow night. I don't feel like covering her tonight. That kind of stuff.
Then Malice would either do it herself or she'd get other people to get in DMs or Snapchat calls so that then she could expose Carly for almost anything that she could think of. So what does any of this have to do with Freddie? Let's look at the DMs first.
He doesn't want nothing to do with you. He doesn't want your money. He doesn't.
Oh, Freddie. Oh, Freddie. You done told your fiance, or is she screening your text messages? Because I sent him those messages on my account, on my TikTok account. I sent him those messages. So I know this is in reference to me because I was the one who offered him money. So this is what I sent to Freddie off of my main account under Malice Black. Right? So I said, I think you know who I am. First I said, hi, Freddie, at the top there. I think you know who I am and I'm worried for your safety. I give you my word that none of our DMs will make it online. But now since Carly has referenced it, I guess I have to clarify. I received DMs last night from someone where it shows that Carly is prohibiting who you speak to. Honey, you're being abused. Will you let me help you? You have an entire community willing to help you, several communities, in fact. We want to get you out in somewhere where you can be yourself and happy. We want you to be happy. You're more than welcome to tell me to fuck off and leave you alone, but my DMs are always open if you need help. That offer still stands, Freddie.
So you might have noticed that Freddie didn't respond to her. Malice seems to think that this is because Carly told him not to talk to anybody else, because allegedly she's just so abusive. But the reality is, this isn't her first time trying to slide into Freddie's DMs.
Okay, so he blocked me yesterday after Natalie found out.
Here's the screenshots of these DMs from Kiwi Farms, and this is just my opinion, but girl, he doesn't want to talk to you. If he blocked you once, that should be your signal to leave him alone. No means no. In this particular incident, Malice shows part of the DMs at the beginning of her stream, and then at the end she starts sniping Carly's live stream and tells her viewers to make accounts to go tell Carly to go look at her stream so that she can rub the DMs in her face. The one in particular they wanted her to see see is that after Malice annoyed the shit out of Freddie to tell him what he would do if him and Carly broke up, he said, "Don't worry, I have a backup plan," which they then used to tell Carly that Freddie was going to leave her, despite the fact that he never said anything of the sort. Now, Malice has made an attempt to wipe her content from the internet. Not a good attempt, but an attempt. However, she did edit out the part where she snipes Carly at the end of this live stream, so the bad news is that I can't show that to you. The good news is that because nobody called her out for this, she decided to do it again.
Just leave me alone. It will give me a chance to change.
Just tell her that
So
my
Pretty Little Lies, Malice, and your crew,
answer
please leave
is
me
now.
alone. That's all I ask.
If y'all
Just delete
wanna-
the videos, move on, do your content, I will do mine, and you won't hear from me again, and I won't hear from you again. Thank you.
Tell
That's
her.
all I ask, because you can't keep going on like this. We are adults here. We don't need to be acting like kids. Both of us need to grow up and make our own content. So please, no more.
Tell her to come.
Yeah.
Tell her that I am. Tell
I
her
don't
I'm
really care what
apologizing.
she has
Oh my
to
God.
say, but you need to
Tell
stop
her I'm
harassing me, Malice
apologizing.
Black.
Lie. Tell it.
You think you're better than me?
Yes, but tell her I'm apologizing live.
You're not better than me. You're a nobody. You're a bully. B-U-L-L-Y, just like everybody else.
Tell her I'm apologizing
So
to
if
her
you want to
live.
keep going like this, you will not have a YouTube channel. Trust me.
Tell her.
Because I am not going to let you bully me anymore. You Pretty Little Lies and all your crew are going to go down. Since you don't want to stop, leave me alone, Malice Black. Leave me alone for the God of sake.
Is she looking? Tell me when she's looking. I know you're lying. Your lips are moving. Tell me, do you think I'm dumb? I might be young, but I ain't stupid. This is what your man said, you hog ass bitch! Suck it! Suck it, Carly. You lose always.
So this one is supposed to prove that Carly won't let him talk to other people, which even if I did believe that was true, good. I know that you are completely fucking irrelevant, Malice, but when you are a public figure, like Carly is, you should not be answering random DMs from strangers. Similarly, if a female was in Daniel's DMs saying, hey, you better watch out for Malice, she's bullying a mentally challenged woman, then you'd probably tell him to stop responding to DMs from random people too. Then we have another situation where Malice puts on a terrible southern accent and she fools Carly into thinking that she's someone else so that she can get on a Snapchat call with her and get proof that Carly had called the cops on her. Now, Malice did scrub this video from the internet as well, but if you remember before, I mentioned that a couple people had peeked at Carly and were trying to figure out what was going on. Well, one of those people was Valkyrie420, who actually reacted to this call. I'm going to link that video in the description because as you'll see, Valkyrie is one of the few people that talks about Carly, but at least is smarter than Carly.
Yeah, it feels like it, doesn't it? We need to get through things. I'm gonna let it run for a minute, but
all this content, and if I lose all my stuff, I don't know, and my mom says don't listen to them, but why does she have to go change her live when I'm live? How does she do that?
I don't know, girl. I don't know technology.
Unless she saves it to device, it won't let me do that. I tried that.
Oh wow. I don't understand how they can just take your lives like that or download your I'm not very good with technology. I don't understand.
Yeah. So I don't know
Ooh,
how
why
long
you
she got.
lying?
Did you see the videos
Why
where
you
she puts an
always
X on my face?
lying?
She calls me out, and I have a disability, and everybody's saying that I shouldn't go to the food bank. I shouldn't do this. I'm starving kids. I'm a pedophile. Because
You're a
remember that guy,
I like how she just clings to that, right? Because she knows her audience is gonna freak out.
So why does Malice need proof that Carly called the cops? Well, to make up a new narrative, of course.
Like, you literally called the cops on another YouTuber. What were you trying to do? Get me, like, swatted?
So here's what happened with that. If you remember from earlier, Malice immigrated to New Zealand. One night when Carly was complaining about Malice making videos about her, someone told Carly that cyberbullying is illegal in New Zealand and that she could call the police on her, which Carly did. The police explained that they couldn't do anything and they left it alone. But let's be clear about a few things. First, even if the American police had taken this seriously, they wouldn't have issued a SWAT team to your house. Second, cyberbullying is illegal in New Zealand under the Harmful Digital Communications Act of 2015. Additionally, the way this crime is reported, it's not through the police. It's through an independent organization called NetSafe that attempts to arbitrate the dispute before engaging with law enforcement. And maybe this would be a good time for a PSA. If you or someone you know is being cyberbullied or cyberstalked by someone in New Zealand, their voices should be heard. You can go to netsafe.org.nz and click on Make a Report to help people stay safe online. In my form, I got to call Carly my friend, and that was just such a moment for me.
That's rich coming from the one who bullies disabled people just recently. And now you're going to stand up and protect them. Get the fuck out of here, Carly.
For as much as it seems like I'm running defense for Carly, none of this makes her a good person in my eyes. I just don't think that it's right to exaggerate these accusations onto somebody who doesn't have the cognitive ability to defend herself. With all that being said, the main claim is that Carly bullied a disabled woman, and I think they keep some of these claims vague just to make it sound like there's more happening than there actually is. And it took me a while to realize that the disabled woman that they're referring to is Samantha, who, as I mentioned earlier, has this ongoing feud with Carly. So I guess that's true, but it seems to go both ways from what I can see. So there are accusations that Carly called Samantha the R word. I can't find any video backing that up. I can find a video where she's watching one of Samantha's live streams and Samantha says the R word and Carly laughs at it.
People, she keeps bringing up personal information. Let's see what else she's saying.
She's a fucking retard. Next time, my new parents went, and she's like, "Oh yeah, you guys can have her. I don't want her anymore. She's a fucking retard."
You seriously laughed at that? What is wrong with you, Carly? You really are sick. For someone who claims to have an intellectual disability, and you laugh at someone being called the R word by her mother? That's sick, Carly.
But she never called her that during this stream, and if she didn't say it herself, why hold it over her head like this? And if she did, so what? Why is it that everyone here is well into adulthood and dishes all this hate out, but they can't take some shit talk back? Go touch grass. However, a much more egregious example that I actually do find kind of bad is a video where Carly is dancing on TikTok and she's bitching about Samantha. Now, full disclosure, I couldn't find the original video, so this video is edited. It's from the channel Please Notice Me, and I'll link that video in the description because it's funny as fuck, but I'll mostly just show you the problematic stuff here.
Shut up, Samantha. You don't know what dancing is. You have CP, you have cerebral palsy. You're not going to be able to do what I can do. Let me show you a thing or two because CP is not a joke. And when you have CP, you're not going to be able to be a professional dancer. So, and I'm going to show you something that she can probably never do. Because she's a little crybaby. So, let me show you the real dance of this song. Think again, bitch! You can't dance like that when you have cerebral palsy!
So let me explain something to you, Carly. I understand you're mad at Samantha and you want to attack her. I don't give a shit about that at all. But what I'm not going to do is ignore the fact that you just attacked an entire group of people with disabilities in this clip with no regard for what you're actually saying. Girl, I love watching you dance, but this isn't okay. There's actually a lot of people who are professional dancers with cerebral palsy. I agree with them that this one's over the line, not for Samantha's sake, fuck her. But the fact is that you should never be letting yourself get so worked up that you start to attack people that have done nothing to you. And like I said, I understand she's just beefing with Samantha, but the problem with this whole drama is that the more they poke and prod at Carly, the more they know they can get her to say messed up shit like this. I don't like it either, but you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna say my opinion and then I'm gonna move on. And if she does it again, I'll say my opinion again and I'll move on. And if she does it again and again and it just looks like this is what she just does, then I'll probably just stop watching her. What I'm not going to do is I'm not going to start making daily videos saying how evil and horrible she is. And I'm not going to email her mother about it. She's nearly 40. I'm not going to flirt with her fiance and tell him to leave her. And I'm not going to call her high school. And I'm not going to threaten to strangle her. And if Carly decides to make videos and attack me and threaten me for having this opinion, I don't care. She can hate me all she wants and I'd still watch her content because I can look at someone like Carly and understand where she's coming from. She's lived most of her life with a disability, and with everyone telling her what to do and how to act, I'm sure high school probably wasn't much better than the hell you're putting her through now. I'm not saying her disability is an excuse here. I'm saying that as a normal, well-adjusted adult, I can look at Carly attacking me and I can shrug it off. If you can't understand that, then you clearly haven't been around anyone with mental challenges, and you probably shouldn't be allowed around them either. So this concludes the Carly is a bully chapter. And yes, that was all one chapter. Now, I'm sure there's like 100 other accusations here that I'm not covering that people are going to make up in my comment section, but I tried to cover as much as possible with the basic accusations that all of the reaction channels were running with. So now I just need to go a little more in depth on a couple more topics.
Are you that afraid because now you know that I'm going to be on a panel with Emma and maybe even Batman? Because, oh my God, Sam's going to confess. Sam's going to tell, the entire fucking world about, who you really are. Oh, and just so you know, Carly, since you fucking, have seen me always on stairs, sitting on my fucking ass, guess what? Guess what? You wanna fucking judge me? You sit there and say, oh, Sam can't fucking walk? I walk just fine, bitch. I walk just fucking fine. You wanna fucking judge me and sit there and say, oh, I don't have a fucking disability? Fuck you. Really? Really? Making videos about me saying, oh, let's show Sam what I can do and she can't fucking do. I am so sick and tired of keeping this fucking bolted inside of me. You're gonna stop bullying me right the fuck now. And stop saying, oh, I'm gonna spread awareness for people with intellectual disabilities because they've been bullied. You're the fucking bully. There's evidence out there of you fucking making fun of the fact that I can't do shit. Fuck you. Oh, what? You're gonna fucking, remove fucking shit because you know that I'm gonna be on a panel giving my side of the fucking story? That day when I fucking, made a response video about you, that day, I was defending your mom. defending her.
I've avoided bringing up Samantha too much in this video because anyone who's ever looked at this situation in any amount of good faith has almost the same takeaway.
Now, for as much as Sam doesn't want to be compared to Carly, I'm really struggling to see the difference between these two lolcows in a rage.
Now, I could insert countless clips of Samantha raging on her live stream about Carly and show you how the totality of her content was just going live for 15 minutes and then raging and screaming and crying about Carly.
I'm fucking done with this shit. Don't ever fucking call me honey, motherfucker. Fuck, oh my god, I fucking wanna... Leave me the fuck alone! Fuck you, bitch!
But honestly, that could take up an entire video itself. So let me just talk about my interactions with Samantha around this time. So if Carly and Sam were Israel and Palestine, then Carly's Israel, Samantha is Palestine, and the reaction channels are Hamas because they are using Samantha as a human shield to deflect any amount of criticism for their actions. Samantha would obsess over Carly content every day. Her only friends on YouTube were the reaction channels that would go after Carly. She would post every day on the subreddit, and when she would have her rages about Carly, she would get praised for it. When some people in the subreddit started mentioning that maybe Samantha could stop responding too, they would get banned, and then the Reddit would have a new rule that you could only talk about Carly, and anyone talking negatively about Samantha would get banned. Malice and Emma would hold a sub to Sam party at some point so that Samantha could have more subscribers than Carly so they could piss off Carly. After Samantha had a rage shortly after this, she deleted her account. Here's Emma talking about that in retrospect.
She's very sensitive, and then she just instinctually she just reacts and she deletes her whole channel. Well, then all of the work we've been doing to get people to come and subscribe is for nothing. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Because it took a lot to get her from 71 and then get her to like 221 subscribers.
Which gives you an idea of where their priorities seem to lie when it comes to Samantha. Now, during the whole Cyrus incident, I had pointed out to Samantha in a reply comment that in my opinion, her friends were using her just to trash on Carly, and I suggested that it's probably bad for her mental health to watch Carly content all the time. Of course, I got flamed for having such a controversial opinion. So let me just ask you something directly, Elizabeth RN 1050. Since I know you've been watching this whole situation go down for many months and you love shaming Carly at every chance that you get. Elizabeth, Samantha has a mental disability, and I think that we could both agree that Samantha acts traumatized by Carly. So why would you take a mentally ill person and show them traumatizing content on a daily basis? Those aren't friends. That's not supporting Samantha, that's harming her. Unless Samantha is lying and she isn't as traumatized by Carly as she claims, in which case that would mean she's the one using the reaction channels to attack Carly. But really, it doesn't matter, Elizabeth, because this isn't what friends do. And if you think that that is friendship, then I see why you don't have any friends outside of YouTube. And one other thing, Elizabeth, please don't let me find out that the RN in your name stands for what I think it stands for. Please tell me it stands for Royal Navy or right nostril or anything else. I really don't want to find out that a nurse has been out here harassing and trolling a disabled woman. Say it ain't so, Elizabeth. The clip that I showed at the beginning of this section was a clip of Samantha raging at Carly because she sent her a follow request on Instagram.
I noticed that somebody decided to try and follow me on Instagram. I don't know why, but I noticed that and I denied it. What the fuck do you want from me? I've left you alone. I haven't said a damn thing to you. So why do we need to keep, stalking, trying to stalk my Instagram now? Really?
And she seems traumatized to me. So why is the response from her friends to say, come on our stream and talk about your trauma some more? Friends would say, hey, Samantha, a follow request isn't really stalking. I know you're stressed out by Carly, but maybe just take a break for a couple of days. But let's consider the angle that Samantha is doing this intentionally, and she hates Carly so much that she's stirring up the pot just to gas up the reaction channels. Well, I have a story for that one. Just like in the Middle East, these two will have brief ceasefires. Usually it's Samantha who ends up raging so much that she ends up deleting her channel or just stops responding entirely. But unlike Samantha, Carly does make content that doesn't involve this drama. It's mostly that she feels the need to obsessively respond to this drama. So one day, during one of these ceasefires, Carly had announced that her mom had to go to the ER. It's unclear what exactly happened to her mom, but she was fine and it doesn't really matter. Carly was being a little bit histrionic about it.
My mom is fighting for her life in the hospital right now to see what is wrong with her.
But she scheduled a live for later that night, and people on Reddit were already complaining about, well, why is she going live if her mom's in the hospital, and speculating on why she didn't go. And look, if that's your opinion, then whatever. I just don't think it's really anybody's business, to be honest. However, out of nowhere, Samantha decides to go live and talk about how offensive it was that Carly went live while her mom was in the hospital.
Okay. I don't care if I get hit for this at all. I'm honestly disgusted. I don't know where to begin with this, but beyond belief disgusted. So, somebody decided to go live while their mom is in the hospital. If that was me, I wouldn't be going live to get attention and sympathy. It is beyond disgusting. Your number one thought would be your mom and not fucking YouTube. I just lost. Well, I didn't just lose. My parents are fucking dead. Not once did I go fucking live on YouTube about it. Never once did I go on YouTube to do a live when my father was in the fucking hospital, fighting for his life. Not once did I go on live while my mom was fighting for her life in the hospital. But here you are, doing a fucking live. And you wonder why people are talking shit about you.
And of course, Carly responded.
So Samantha Carson Taylor, whoever she is, she had the nerve to bring up my mother and talk shit about my mom when it wasn't her place. She has no right talking about my mom. I wasn't cheery on my live. She has no right to bring up my mom. I'm so sick and tired of you, Samantha. Mind your business and stay out of my business. Who the hell do you think you are talking about my mom the way you did? And I really hope Reddit talks about you. But what? I would never speak to your mother that way, even if she was alive or not. I would never make a video and talk about your mom that way. My mom just didn't want me to come up because she doesn't want me to see her that way. I don't drive. I live 15 minutes away from the hospital. I don't drive. How am I going to get there? My mom told me not to come because she doesn't want me seeing her the way she is because I would be crying. And if I want to go live or make videos, it's my fucking choice, Samantha. Stay out of my life. And Samantha, you want to talk about my mom, but you can't sit there and tell everybody that you're a bully, that you have to talk about everybody else. Why don't you admit that instead of talking about other people? It's so disgusting. I don't have any words to what she said, and it was so lowest of the low. I cannot believe Samantha would bring up my mom the way she did. Like, what is wrong with people? I have every right to make this video because she wants to bring up my mom, and my mom did nothing to you, Samantha. Okay, That's not your mom in the hospital fighting for her life. That's my mother. You have no right to talk about my mom. Okay? Maybe if you mind your business and stop talking shit about my mom and leave my mom out of your mouth. You told me to leave your mother out my mouth. You need to leave my mother out your mouth. See, you were told not to make any more videos about me. You were told not to talk about me in your videos anymore. And there you go again, starting shit up again when it was quiet. Do your own content and leave my mother and my family out your mouth.
Now, this back and forth eventually led into something known as the crotch critter story, but I'm going to save that for another time. I just want to explain my interaction with Samantha at this time. Now, at this time, I'm using my 4th account in Carly's live streams because after I started figuring these people out, I would tell her, girl, don't bother responding to these fucking losers. They are not worth your time. And she would end up blocking me. For whatever reason, this time I'm on my personal account and she decides to mod me. Almost immediately after this stream, Samantha goes live and says this.
If you got supporters on your side, then explain to me why your little friend Alex subbed to me this morning. Explain to me. Explain to me why Alex subbed to me this morning. Explain to me why a couple of your friends on your channel subbed to me.
Now, I will admit I was looking at Samantha's content to figure out what was going on, but I had never subscribed to her, especially on an account that I was barely using. When she said this, I was shocked and I immediately checked all of my accounts to see if maybe just I had accidentally clicked it or something, and I wasn't subscribed on a single one of them. Now, I don't have a problem with Samantha, and I don't hate her for this, but it's a blatant example of her intentionally lying just to stir up more drama. I didn't go live and scream and holler at her about it, and I didn't call her a liar even though she is. I probably should have at the time since nobody seemed to want to listen to Carly's side of things, but if I had to guess, Sam probably learned this from her friends, so I don't really hold it against her. Now, at this point in the story, I felt like I had enough information on most of the accusations against Carly, but there was still one thing missing. What about Samantha's original issue with Carly? This repeatedly gets brought up over and over again in the exact same way.
You went after a mute, right? Nonverbal, autistic child with Down syndrome.
Down syndrome, autism, and nonverbal. Down syndrome, autism, and nonverbal. Down syndrome, autism, and is nonverbal.
Said that your disabilities were worse than hers.
Saying your disability is worse than hers. Saying what you have was way worse than hers.
And attacked her mother. And people started calling you out for it.
Trying to tell that mom she wasn't raising her daughter properly.
As I mentioned before, these claims just seem so vague that I assume they're just talking about some random mom that came into Carly's chat or comments or something. And the way they kept robotically repeating these phrases just made me think that I must be missing something here, right? The only question I still had left was, who was this mother? And I'm going to warn you right now, this is where the story gets very dark.
Okay guys, so I was watching Raising Autumn TikTok today, and Audrey has a picture of Autumn holding a guy's hand. I think it's her dad, but I don't think Autumn can handle a boyfriend with her autism and Down syndrome. I'm not trying to be mean, but I don't think guys will accept Autumn for who she is. I don't want Autumn getting hurt. I think her mom is pushing Autumn to date, pushing Autumn to be on TikTok and YouTube when she doesn't even want to be filmed. And I don't understand what's going on with Audrey these days. She's trying to like make Autumn be in a video when she doesn't want to, and I don't want Autumn getting hurt. I don't think Autumn is ready to date. I don't think she's gonna date. I don't think she's gonna not find anybody. Only people she'll probably find is someone with her level and Down syndrome, but I don't think she'll date a typical. That's my opinion. So please subscribe and like. Thank you for watching. Bye.
So the information of what happened around this time doesn't seem to be very well documented, and I can only go based on 5 clips that I could find, and these all happened in 2022. It appears that around summer of 2022, Carly was harassing another TikTok creator by the name of Raising Autumn. Raising Autumn is a mother named Audrey documenting her life raising an autistic, nonverbal child with Down syndrome named Autumn. Carly was making multiple sock accounts, and among the things that the reaction channels had claimed that Carly had said was things like, Autumn should be taken away. If you did XYZ, then she wouldn't act like this. And there was some accusation that Carly had doxed Audrey, but the main comment that had been always documented well was this one. Now, this just fundamentally is not true on any level, and to the extent that Carly harassed this woman with multiple accounts, then I totally condemn that, and I expressed that earlier. If you get banned once, take a hint. Regardless, there's no real defense here, and she probably shouldn't have commented that. The thing is, trying to find examples of the other claims was just a mess. Let me show you.
Video, I'm just talking about
Another
this girl,
thing
Autumn,
is,
about how her mom's treating her, and just talking and talking and talking. And
another thing is, I don't get
what's
about
wrong with
Audrey
Raising
is,
Autumn update. That's all I'm doing, just talking. It's freedom of speech. I wasn't being mean to the mother or the daughter. I was just, you know, talking about how she's raising her and stuff like that. I know this wasn't appropriate for TikTok, but they had the nerve to post it on Lexi needs to stop 123, and
you got to let
I did go by Lexi and Alexa.
Okay.
And that was just to prime you for the next one, where Carly plays a video from Raising Autumn's channel and attempts to talk over it.
So I was watching this video of Raising Autumn. I'm trying not to, you know, say much. And the video should not be on YouTube. This video is so disrespectful. It's called Autumn Struggles with Meltdown. And her mom decided to take the camera, put it in her daughter's face, and watch her have a tantrum, and bugged and bugged and bugged her until she stopped crying. I know I have an intellectual disability. I'm not trying to bring her up or anything, but you should never do that to a child with special needs or not. If they're acting out, you need to just stop filming and just walk away. Don't even film, because that's going to give a lot of attention for the bullies to, or haters to comment. She turned off her comments because she didn't want to have any hate. But this video should not be on YouTube, and she was calling her names, you know, saying that she's disrespectful, she's rude, she's inconsiderate, and all these mean names for no reason. Like, I know I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for this video. I really don't care.
All you have to do is participate.
I have the right to speak up. You know, I'm not mad.
Autumn, all you have to do is participate. That's all we have to do. Let's participate. Let's try. You're not even trying.
I'll post the video.
If you want iPad, you need to try. Do you want to work? Autumn, do you want to work?
Now, this clip is at least a little more coherent.
Watch. See? Look how mean she is. She doesn't even interact with her daughter. See? That's rude.
I'm very, very disappointed in your behavior. Look at me.
See? Look what she does.
It's hot here. Blow in it.
She films and doesn't even help her. I mean, who does that? Like, why would you even do that? Like, if you have a daughter, it's sad. Like, why would you even film this kind of stuff on the internet? Like, what would you guys do? I mean, would you film Autumn's tantrums, your daughter's tantrums on the internet? I wouldn't. That's sad.
No, she filmed her daughter. Look at this one. She films that.
Okay, then don't have to drink. You don't need to have it.
See how she films her period?
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. If this is the first time you've clicked on my video, thank you so much for clicking on this video and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to share with you guys my office transformation, which is amazing and I love it. I'm also going to be sharing with you about Autumn's period and how it's been with the mood swing.
Would you do that to your child? Would you put your child's period on the internet? Would you guys ever put your kid's period on the internet? I wouldn't. That's sad. No, she's not a good mom.
And so every time Carly would bring this channel up, she would get universally flamed for it. So I decided to take a look for any other comments that Carly might have left on Audrey's channel and what else Carly might have been saying. On August 31st, 2022, Audrey posted this reply video to her TikTok.
I'm absolutely going to block this girl because she creates account after account after account after account to harass me. But like, if you don't like my content, you don't like that I share about my daughter with a disability, for the love of God, why are you on my page? Go away. My account is to help other parents and other caregivers in the same situation as me, and it's not for anyone else. If you can't relate to that, get out of here. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yep, that is one of Carly's usernames, and this video appears to be what prompted a brigade of people to start trolling Carly and more people investigating her. Now, I couldn't find the original video of Samantha calling out Carly or when it was, and like I said, most information on that specific incident is not easily found. But let's discuss Audrey and Autumn. After finally discovering this account, I decided to take a closer look into her content. Now, you may disagree with my take on this, but I really don't like family vlogs channels. It's already problematic enough when you focus your content on children that can't legally consent, but to focus your content on a nonverbal child that can't even express whether they really want to be on YouTube kind of crosses a line for me. I wanted to hope that the family, but at least the daughter, was being presented in a good light. Either way, I will be blurring Autumn's face for this video. Now, if you only looked at her TikTok, nothing seems outwardly controversial, but looking at the YouTube channel where Audrey posts longer content paints a slightly different story. A look at her most popular videos includes 4 thumbnails of Autumn screaming and having a tantrum. There's 2 videos from what appears to be a multi-part series on My Daughter with Down Syndrome Gets Her Period, where Audrey is seen holding up her daughter's underwear, pads, and diapers. We also have First OBGYN Doctor's Visit, Autumn Struggles with a Meltdown, and We Hate Haircuts. Even videos with more innocuous titles like Autumn's Morning Routine or Online School Is Not Working for Us seem to feature or be specifically focused on Autumn when she's crying or having a tantrum. Let's just take a look at one of these videos called An Awful Day Apple Picking. Now, I'm not going to play the actual video, but I will give you just a brief description. The family goes to an apple orchard to go apple picking. According to Audrey, it's extremely hot outside and Autumn is just not interested in apple picking, so she sits on the ground and starts crying, and the family ends up picking apples while the dad waits behind with Autumn. Audrey makes sure at some point here to pose for a thumbnail before they leave.
Do you want to go home? Yes? Okay.
And then they go get milkshakes. At the end of these videos, Audrey usually includes a summary of the day and how she felt about it. Here's that part.
I am not going to lie to you that today was really difficult. And Autumn was having a really hard time. She was trying to sit on the ground and Tom was trying to pick her up and we were trying to get her to be involved. And she was crying and screaming and she was even getting really sweaty because it was really hot. And she was frustrated and she didn't want to walk. She didn't want to participate in apple picking. and she can't communicate to us. So she was very, very frustrated, and we were very frustrated. It's very, 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 very stressful, especially when there's a lot of people around. Luckily, there wasn't a lot of people around today when we went apple picking because it was really early and it barely opened, but it was still very, very stressful. And I was afraid of her sitting on the ground because there was like fire ants everywhere. And I was afraid of her getting bit by ants. And I'm like, oh my God, she can't sit on the ground right here. This is like the worst spot ever. And we had such a good time the last time we went apple picking that I was like so disappointed that she had such a hard time today. And it's so hard not to be like, oh, why did we bother taking her? Or did we make the right decision taking her? Should we have gotten her a caregiver? But she did so good the last time that I really thought she liked it. But yeah, it was really, well, I'll just say it was terrible. It was a terrible, terrible time. Nobody had fun. The boys were frustrated because she was freaking out so bad and they just wanted to leave. My husband was frustrated. He wanted to leave. Let's just make our way up and just let her sit on the ground and just finish filling up our bags and let's get out of here. So that's exactly what we did. And then we ended up heading over to Hadley's, which we love Hadley's because they have date shakes. And we tried to make the best of a really terrible, terrible day. We got lots of beef jerky and candy and we just made the best of it. And then we drove home and got stuck in so much traffic. So yeah, today was just a nightmare.
Now, if this was the only content that Audrey was posting on her channel, I really wouldn't have a problem. There's nothing wrong with her going online and lamenting about having a difficult day, even if that involves bringing up her special needs child. But to combine this along with the filming of all of these tantrums and bad moments is what's insane to me. In what world would this be okay for any child, whether they were special needs or not? I understand that Audrey thinks this is educational, but I mean, imagine if your parents filmed you as a child, broadcasted your temper tantrums to the world, and then complained about how difficult it was to deal with you on a regular basis. Additionally, I failed to see the educational value to this. She cried because she didn't want to be outside because it was hot out. I mean, I did that as a kid too. This is just her being a regular kid like everyone else. And look, you could probably argue that maybe that's the whole point of this, but again, why does this need to be filmed for YouTube? Let's go back to the TikTok though. It seemed calmer over there.
I don't share Autumn's harmful behaviors to humiliate her or to shame her or anything like that. I honestly just share it to educate my audience because not a lot of people know about this. If you don't work with children with disabilities or adults with disabilities, you might not know any of this stuff, and that's why I share it.
And I can understand this argument. Obviously, I don't have to watch, and unless I was actually investigating this weird niche YouTube drama, I probably would have never come across this channel in the first place. The thing is, wait a second. I just realized I'm only halfway through this clip. Let me finish playing it.
And I wanted to share one of the main self-harm behaviors that Autumn used to have before she started ABA therapy. And one of the main ones was she used to ingest her own feces. She also used to ingest dog feces or anything that's on the ground, literally anything that was on the ground. And that was one of the behaviors we were trying to get her to stop doing because it would make her violently ill.
What the fuck? Who the fuck is watching this kind of shit? What shocked me the most about this was the fact that it seemed like nobody was really talking about this channel. There were occasional comments that I could find criticizing Audrey, but the feedback was overall positive. When I went to look for any criticism off of YouTube, the only thing I could find was a gossip forum called Tattle Life with posts from 2021 and 2022 criticizing Audrey. One of the very important things that I learned here was that she has her freaking home address listed on her TikTok profile, which would eliminate the whole Carly dox them theory. I also learned that during 2022, Audrey was actively engaging criticism and had made a resolution to explain things and educate others.
I really don't like trying to explain myself to people that are dedicated to misunderstanding me. But I vowed in 2022 to stand up for myself for these kinds of comments and to also explain things and educate others. People with Down syndrome have low muscle tone, they have joint issues, they sometimes have behavioral issues, and they can sometimes have hip issues. And sometimes they need a break. Sometimes they need to sit in a wheelchair. Sometimes they need to be in a special needs cart at a grocery store. This does not make them lazy, and this does not mean we are babying them. They have a legitimate disability. And anyone who has followed my YouTube, my Instagram, or my TikTok for any amount of time would know we do not baby Autumn. We have high expectations of Autumn, And she is very, very independent. So please, stop commenting this crap.
And this wasn't an uncommon response for Audrey. Around this time, she started to respond to many comments, either in a condescending tone or just outright complaining about random comments. The one that I found most disturbing, though, was this one.
This comment is a perfect example of what I was talking about earlier. I would say that the majority of hate comments that we get are from low support needs autistics. And that says a lot. It's very much like pick-me energy. Even though you're a part of that community, you want to say, well, I'm not like that. What now?
Well, now who's comparing disabilities? Seriously, though, at what point in this story does a grown adult without intellectual disabilities decide to just delete the comments and move on? Now, at this point, I wanted to be able to say that this was at least a year ago and that most of Audrey's content has changed and it doesn't focus as heavily on Autumn's tantrums or any problematic things. After the 8 passenger scandal broke out last year, a lot of these family vlog channels had started to adjust their content a little bit in order to avoid any mass criticism campaigns. And like I said, I wanted to tell you that Audrey wasn't still posting problematic content until I looked at this YouTube video from 1 month ago.
Autumn also went through a stage where she wanted to be naked all the time.
And yes, she flashed a photo of Autumn naked here. It is a censored photo, but I've censored it again in order to hide Autumn's face. The thing is, every time I've scratched a little bit deeper at the content on this channel, it's just made me physically sick.
And lastly, one of the most difficult behaviors that we had to endure, I will say, is the self-stimulation. And if you don't know, I'm not going to go into detail. Use your imagination.
Okay, nope, we are not doing that. I've seen some messed up things on the internet, but this just gave me this weird mixture of anger, sadness, and nausea all at the same time. And look, if you just completely disagree with me to this point, or you still think all of this is educational, then fine. You're entitled to your opinion too, but I think we probably won't see eye to eye on any of the other subjects in this video either. But I do have one last clip for you, and I won't even comment on it. I just have one question.
You know, I thought he'd be able to go in peace more. I mean, it's kind of peaceful.
He went peacefully. He went under the chair, under you. The person who
He
loves
did.
the most.
He did.
The place he loved the most. Like,
that's true.
Look at the positive side.
Goodbye, Dukester boy. He was such a good dog. He's gone to Dougie Heaven, and he went before we even were ready. But he was ready.
You're such a kind and peaceful dog.
We're gonna make you a little memorial, and we're gonna get your ashes, and we're gonna put them on the mantle or on the shelf.
How is this educational? And people might hate my opinion here, but Carly's comment, I think I agree with you, Carly. I think she is doing this to make her daughter look bad on the internet, to get bullied and harassed, because I think she knows that engagement makes money on these platforms. And I think she does need to take this down because of whatever else you were trying to say here.
You don't put a camera in people's faces like that. That makes them more anxious and more angry to act out. Like, how does Autumn understand things? She doesn't even talk. She doesn't even understand what is going on, and all you care about is filming her. Like, come on now.
So yeah, I kind of think Carly has a point here. The fact that these reaction channels use this as a battering ram against Carly means that they either never actually watched Audrey's content and they jumped on this bandwagon, or they willfully knew and never wanted to discuss it in order to keep attacking Carly. Now, there's more that could be discussed here regarding Audrey and her husband, but I really can't bring myself to discuss this channel any further, and I really don't think going any further would be in the scope of this video anyway. However, I was able to find one channel by the name of The Dad Dad Challenge podcast who talks about family vlog channels regularly, and I'll link his video on raising Autumn in the description. He talks about these issues a lot better than I ever could, so if you want to learn more about the criticisms of family vlog channels, then check out his channel.
Is can you see this? We're en route with wings and beer. We're gonna rescue you. Let me just say this. And
okay, now I just want to stop here for a second and just talk about something. So people do this a lot on here, right? It's trolling. Like everyone trolls on here. But in one of my videos that I did about her, I was talking about how maybe she shouldn't be on the internet without like supervision from her mom or Freddie at all times, because like she doesn't seem to understand that, right? So when someone says a comment like that to her, I mean, she should be able to laugh it off and be like, haha, that's funny, and then just move on with her life. But she can't do that. And it's like, obviously, you should not be on here with a channel and stuff. Like, if you think that this is hard and like you want to have 1 million subscribers, like I said, you can't control how people see you and what they think of you and what they're saying in your chat, other than you blocking them. Are you gonna just block everybody constantly all the time?
I'm gonna say this. If you guys are okay, I know he doesn't care, but I'm gonna say this.
Everyone gets blocked, right?
I want to be nice about this.
Right? I think so.
TTCINOL, if I'm not. First of all, you guys, you're not taking him away from me. I don't care what you have to say. And I'm going to stick up for my fiance because I have every right to. You don't even know him. So stop talking about him. He's not going anywhere.
If you remember, I gave 2 explanations for Amberlynn's Cakegate behavior. Either she's stupid or she's trolling. And if you think that I'm about to say that Carly's stupid, then wow, you actually think intellectually disabled people are stupid? How dare you? But do I believe in this clip that Carly actually believes someone is coming with beer and wings to steal Freddie away? No, and I think she's trying to say that, and I think she just has trouble expressing herself. Additionally, when you have Malice going into her man's DMs and then posting thumbnails like this, you might get why she's a little bit frustrated about people talking about stealing her man. And if you think she's genuinely bothered by this, what about this means that she needs to be supervised, Nella, for what? Throughout all the research that I've done on this, every single claim and every accusation that gets made against this woman all comes from one simple reality that nobody around here is willing to accept. Carly talks shit and you can't handle it. To which I say, why don't you get off the fucking internet? I mean, I can't tell you how many times I saw people saying that she should be in a group home or under constant supervision. She doesn't have a criminal history. She isn't violent in any way. The only danger Carly presents is to your eardrums. And if you don't like it, just don't fucking watch her. None of what she's done has justified what everyone else has done to her. If this is what your reaction is to a disabled person talking shit about you, then maybe you're the one that needs to be supervised. I mean, what's she going to do? Say she has more disabilities than you again? Oh no, somebody save me from this evil monster who's invalidating my victim mentality. And what the hell did any of you expect to come of this? You were all constantly twisting her words, blaming her for what everyone else was doing, and then questioning her disability. When that wasn't enough for you, you had Malice going in and actually creating situations that were never there in the first place, specifically to make up these narratives about her. I mean, honestly, did you think somebody was going to look favorably on a bunch of people who were dogpiling on a disabled woman? Did you think that they'd write news articles about how you were taking down the cyber bullies? Did you actually think this was going to look good for your public image? I mean, this is what you were defending, and I don't even have to prove or argue that Carly's a good person. That's how awful your actions look to people. And before you you start typing up some giant paragraph about how I don't know what I'm talking about or how Carly's still a terrible person, I never mention X, Y, or Z, just save it. I'll look at your comment like this and I will delete it because I'm not interested in having a conversation with you at all. Valkyrie says she's willing to have a conversation. Go talk to her. I'm not interested because I sat back and I watched all of this go down for 9 months and I said almost nothing about it because almost all of the coverage of Carly was negative. Well, dare I steal a phrase from Amber Lynn?
But then I started feeling, for the lack of a better term, gaslit.
I listened and I did my research and everything I found led back to the same thing. Carly talks shit. And this is from people who have made their entire channels about talking shit on people. Grow the fuck up. Jesus Christ. Let me know when Carly holds up a 7-Eleven or something, then I'll care. All right, I think I'm done ranting at those lunatics for now. Let's get back to Carly's trolling. The thing is, I'm pretty used to watching meta trolling content. I think some of it is just really underappreciated these days. I love when someone's subtle enough to present something completely outlandish to you, but it makes you step back and say, is this person fucking for real right now?
My son keeps losing all of his water bottles at school, so I got a water bottle that he will not forget. I'm gonna go ahead and make his daily water inside of this adorable glass purse water bottle. Color looked a little too girly for him, so I added some red food coloring to make it look like a little more fruit punch-ish. Then I added some lemon slices and raspberries, and then I added the straw for the final touch. He will keep this on his desk throughout the day and carry it to and from on the bus.
But I think the normalization of social media has really ruined it for a lot of people out here trying to make good content. People seem to think that because it's all mixed together into one feed, that it must all be real or it must all be fake, and then they have to get really, really angry about it, or they're not accomplishing anything in life. As I kept watching Carly, it was really hard to figure out. One of my regrets in this video is not being able to show you more of the funnier moments from Carly's content. Here she is singing with headphones on. Bonus points if you can name the song in the comment section.
And it's at the folds, and it's days of holds, and then there's under the sky, and then there's a death, and there's a fears, and then we gotta be tough, gotta be bold, gotta be wiser, be tough, gotta be younger. Gotta be told, you gotta be tough and together. And now I said to save the day. Oh, I know the love to save the day.
Probably my favorite video from her was where she read on the kids menu at On the Border that she could donate $10 to feed hungry children in Africa. So she decided to go home and do a live stream reacting to a Save the Children video.
If you go to a restaurant, they offer you a chance to pay $1 to all the kids that are hungry. They'll offer you $1. So if you pay $1, you're helping kids eat in different countries. Go ahead, let's go ahead and watch the rest of this video. So in here it looks like these kids' bones are like all over their body. Okay, so we'll get to your comment in a minute. Okay, cool. We'll get to your comment in a second. Murray, I'll talk to you in a minute. So watching this makes me want to cry because these kids are starving and it's sad. And Muffy said, we help provide water to communities that have no water. Well, thank you, Murray. That's so kind of you. Give this a big thumbs up if you like this video.
And of course, Pretty Little Lies took the bait.
Your video had nothing to do with the starving children of Africa. Yours was trying to manipulate your audience into thinking you're a good, kind person. And even though I was so pissed that you did that video and I don't have the money that you have, I knew you weren't donating shit to those kids. I gave $30. How much did you give, Carly? Because I still haven't seen your receipt.
Well, she only said to donate $10 and you did $30. So that's 10 for you, 10 for Carly. And then the charity got an extra $10. Carly did a great job raising awareness from where I'm standing. And she even got you to cover her part. So is Carly trolling? I mean, I like to think so. Now, look, I hate to throw another completely irrelevant storyline into the mix here, but I just want to make one last point, so here we go. This is Food Shops. She's a degenerate, attention-seeking loser who pretends to talk about politics. This video came up in my feed titled, Hardcore Keffels Fan Confronts Me and Gets Totally Obliterated. So Keffels is a trans live streamer who a couple years ago had a campaign to get Kiwi Farm shut down, and she claimed she was being cyberstalked and moved to Europe in an attempt to get away. Since I got most of this information from Kiwi Farms, you can see how well that went. While she was on the run, so to speak, she was posting on social media quite a bit. One of these posts included a picture of food on the bed at the hotel that she was staying at. Someone stalking her was able to use the pattern on the bed sheets to find what hotel room she was in.
Do you think she is either reckless because she has done that again and then got doxxed again? Or do you think that she is actually, disingenuous because she is clearly trying to bait the doxer? So which one is it? Dumb or evil? You pick.
Do you think that this is a binary choice?
My dude.
It could have just been a genuine mistake. People make mistakes. I'm sorry to tell you that.
Don't you think it's such a stupid thing to post pictures of your fucking bed sheets after you know that, an online harassment group is after you? Why the fuck would you post pictures of your fucking bed sheet?
I want to know why.
Don't you think that's a little stupid?
Why do you think it's a normal assumption that someone's going to identify your fucking, hotel bed sheets? It's not a normal assumption. Normal people would not think that. I'm sorry.
If I felt like my life was being threatened, genuinely, my life was being threatened, I wouldn't post any kind of identification at all in terms of pictures. Instead, Keffels, what she does is that she deliberately uses herself to contact the outside world, posting bedsheets with her cat on it. And in addition to that, after that, she has been doxxed. I do believe that in the new hotel's bedsheets, she posted the fucking food on there as if she is taunting her doxers. Why the fuck would she ever do that? It's fucking retarded. It's mental.
Not everybody is like a fucking cybersecurity person. A lot of people genuinely don't understand how that shit works. Like, Occam's razor would say it was just a mistake.
Ah yes, Occam's razor. This is the new leftist buzz phrase that they will drag through the ground by the end of the year. Never attribute to malice that which is adequately explained by stupidity. Although the real joke here is that the quote is actually Hanlon's razor and not Occam's razor, you fucking morons. Anyway, you would think that this would be the whole point of the story, right? Carly's either stupid or she's trolling. Either she's dumb or she's evil. Either it's malice or it's stupidity, right? If there's anything you've probably taken away from all of this, it's that Carly's kind of a mixed bag. Sure, she lashes out, but maybe she has a point sometimes. But let's just put aside Carly for now, because whether it's Carly or Amberlynn or Chantal or even DSP, the things I really can't understand is the daily obsessions with these people. I understand the desire to laugh and react at some of these antics, and that's fine, but do that and move on. The archiving and the daily expose videos, I mean, it's borderline mental illness, whether you want to admit it or not. Going back to the Food Shops video though, I think they're both right. I don't think Keffels is smart enough to think that her bed sheets would give away her location, but Food Shops has a point for once in her life. What kind of person would post on social media while they're getting stalked? The kind of person who's an attention-seeking loser. And what do you do with people who are attention-seeking? You stop giving them attention. Listen, I'm sorry this was such a long video. I wrote this script back in September of 2023, and for a lot of reasons, I just couldn't get this video out. It was just such a never-ending story, and shit just kept getting added. I kept most of the original script, and then I adjusted some things to be relevant for present-day events. Also, thank you to the Kiwi Farms user that helped me fill in some of the gaps here. One of the other people who was trying to figure out what was going on around Carly was Jessica Messica, and I'm going to link her live stream that she did where she had an interview with Carly, because it definitely lets you see her in a little bit more of a relaxed setting. It's just a good watch. Check it out. So I had written this script back in September, and I actually had reached out to a couple people, and I was ready to put all of this together. Then this happened.
You could have gotten my family killed. A 13-year-old child, a 32-year-old woman, and a 36-year-old man. You could have gotten us all murdered by the police.
They will be able to find out your blood type. They will find out your social security number. They will find out every detail. They will find out about your neighbors. They will talk to your neighbors. They will go to your town hall and find out your birth records. And if the Kiwi Farms, which I've heard, they've been thinking about you. They've been looking at you. They will find everything, Carly.
So yes, there will be a follow-up video. Just give me some time. I've got a detox after this shit. If you are new here, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button to let me know that you want to see more content like this. Thanks for watching.